What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Welcome, welcome to Innate Academy. We're going to do a little designing today, but first, I just need to know if you can hear me. Let me know where you are and what you love to do. So, represent where you are at this very moment, and then let me know what it is that you love to do. Do you love doing sublimation? Do you love creating digital art? Do you love sewing? What is it that you love to do so I can figure out how to help you monetize that specific gift? Now, I'm checking my comments here. All right, all right. Awesome. Good deal. And it looks like we are commenting from the streaming. If you could switch that, that would be good. Customer happiness. All right. Aika, let me know if I'm saying that wrong now. Representing the Bronx, New York. All right. Welcome, welcome. And tell me, what is it that you love to do? What is it that you love to do, especially creatively? Because I know that's why we're here. Digital design party favors. Okay, cool. So I like to know who I have in the room because I am a very multifaceted creative. I come from a technical engineering background, from a fashion design background, from a journalism background, and also having a graphics design and printing business as well. So all of those things make me a little bit of I don't like to say a jack of all trades. I like to say a queen of all trades, which many of us are. So I love to see where you're coming from because I like to target our lessons for the evening towards what will help you. Hey, hey. Ashley, Hammond, Louisiana. Let's go. Sublimation all day, every day. Tracy. Okay, Philly. And you love sewing, sublimation, DTF, and digital art. Awesome, awesome. All right, C2Q, I see y'all in the building. Georgia Beauty. Hey, hey, my love. Prime time, we're here. All right. Okay, well, I think we have a lot to cover. We did a lot this week. This was our challenge week. The way that we do our challenge week now is that we incorporate AI as the core of how we're going to generate our ideas, generate our images, and also generate the marketing and all of the concepts that go along with creating a big project, right? So if you are an event designer or if you are a graphic designer, if you just love making t-shirts, it's still different elements that go into creating those compositions, those designs. And a lot of times we draw blanks when it comes time to start up. And that's one of the reasons why we procrastinate. So procrastination is not an actual a problem. Procrastination is a symptom, right? So we procrastinate whenever we're not quite prepared for something, or we're feeling overwhelmed, or maybe we're not quite certain where to start. So we'll kind of doom stroll. We'll just stroll and we'll call it research, right? So we'll research for hours just to kind of figure out our inspiration. But in reality, what we're doing is we're delaying the project because we're not quite certain where to start. So thank you for sharing, Georgia Beauty. I appreciate that, my love. Selena, hey, my love. Sublimation, let's go. Okay, Laverne been in the automobile industry, but you got into crafting 2 years ago. I love that you love sublimation too. Let's go. Okay, so one of the things that I want to help you all see how to do is just how to simplify the process and cut your time down. So I want to ask y'all some questions first. How long does it normally take you to design for a particular project that you have? How long do you usually spend designing for just one project? And I want y'all to be honest with me. If it takes a long time or if it takes a little time, it's fine. Just give me the honest truth here because I want to know how I can help you. And there is a little delay because we're live on YouTube. So I will allow a little time for delay. But in the meantime, in between time, let me just go ahead and see all of this good stuff that we had started this week. Oh, we started up some stuff this week, y'all. And let me see if y'all, okay, Laverne, okay, about 3 to 4 hours. Okay. So what I want to do is Laverne, I want it to take about 5 minutes. Is that okay if I show you a way that you can design in about 5 minutes? Now tell me, Laverne, what are you typically designing? Is it like t-shirts? Is it banners, backdrops, party favors? Give me an idea of what you're designing so that I understand the scope of your projects. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull up some good old images for y'all. All right, so what we started out with this week, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to kind of show you the progression of where we started this week. This is Midjourney. And Midjourney is an image generation software. Anything you can think of, you can create in AI. But one of my favorite tools to create images, and I'm keeping on scrolling because this is all, we did a lot this week. All right, so one of the main things that I love using Midjourney for is creating models. It is one of the best generators out there to create people. I also love how it creates, I call it clip art, but really what it is, they're just elements, graphic elements. I call it clip art because when people are searching on Etsy and they're looking for graphic elements, they're usually going to type in the word clip art because back in the day, that's what we would look up when we're looking for just images to go with our theme. And I'm still scrolling here, y'all. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull this down a little bit faster. Okay, so I'm going to start off here just summarizing what we did for the week so that you can tell me what you want to dive into, because we did so much this week. We did about 10 hours together this week. Okay, we did a little over 2 hours every day for 4 days straight. So we did a lot, but I want you all to tell me when I'm explaining what it is that we did. If that's something that you really struggle with and you really need help with, then I may stop and spend a little more time on that topic. So the first thing that we did was we created avatars, right? So an avatar is just simply a person that you are targeting for your marketing. And usually it's the person that's going to inspire you to create. So for this one, we wanted to do a kid's party, right? So for this particular one, we have our customer is a 9-year-old beautiful Black female. She has lush curls, cascading waist length, and she's wearing a pink gown inspired by Glinda from the Wicked movie. So we're doing like a Wicked theme here, right? So you can see that we generated some images. We figured out which one was going to be our model. And then we use that image in order to create some assets. Now this one, we're going to get into this next week. We're going to actually do face swapping. So I want y'all to keep in mind that every single week we do an AI class. Every single week we do a Photoshop class. And you're building on that knowledge. So we're on class number 91, which means we've done 91, y'all, AI classes. And we're on class number 328 for Photoshop, which means we've done 228 Photoshop classes. Okay. So, and then I want to show you that we were able to switch this mode up by creating an alternate avatar, which this one was for an astronaut theme, because we want to say, hey, I can show you how to create this for any theme you can think of. And we just focused on kids' parties, but we can do this for anything from memorial projects to full out proms and even weddings. Yeah, I've designed weddings and the assets for that through this very same process. So every single month I do a challenge so that we have a project, and that project is going to steer what we learn for the rest of the month, right? So we started off strong with creating this kids party theme, and there are two here. So there's the Wicked theme, and then there's the astronaut theme. So you'll see me doing both because I wanted to demonstrate that we could switch it up and do different things. So this is getting into our avatar for the boy and his rocket theme or his astronaut theme. Okay, so you can see the prompts here on the screen. I'm not getting too much into the prompts. This whole week was about the workflow. Yes, the working document that we have that has all the prompts and everything in it is 89 pages long, y'all. That's how much work we did this week. So I'm not going to bore you with going through all the prompts and everything. What I want you to have at your understanding is what we did in order to get here. Okay. So I wanted you to see that there are different styles too. So when we start developing our images, you have our 3D hyperrealistic, you have watercolor images, and you can really achieve lots of images that all look like they coordinate. So the whole point here, the whole point of this week with the challenge was to say, hey, if you're going to create all of these images for that one project, Cynthia, then why not take those images and make them a clip art package that you can sell as digital art? I mean, you created the AI artwork, it's yours to distribute. So let's talk about what that looks like and why that is something that other people would want as well. All right, so you see here that all of our colors are coordinating because we worked that into the prompt. Now, there is a special GPT. How many of y'all are familiar with ChatGPT? If you're familiar with ChatGPT, give me a 1 in the chat. If you and ChatGPT go together, you can give me a 100 because me and ChatGPT, we go together now. That is my boo, okay? That is my attorney, my therapist, my designer. Look, we go together real bad. So 100 for me, yeah. I'm with you. Okay, cool. So what I want to show you a custom GPT. And if you all want it, I can drop it in the chat. Now, how about this? Instead of me dropping random things in the chat, I have a freebie Friday for you all, which means that you all are going to have a document with all the links and the shortcuts. And if y'all are cooperating with me tonight, if we're vibing, then I will give you some free AI artwork. Like I actually give you some artwork that's in the folder already downloaded, and I'll drop it on the back end of the course. Now, in order to get that, most of you are already in the free class, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're like, what free class? I'm just jumped on YouTube. Make sure that you go to Facebook. You'll see the stream at the banner at the bottom of the screen here. And you want to go to Facebook, go to Innate Academy 1. And I'm just tapping on my invisible keyboard in the sky. But if you go to Facebook here, and you can comment the word Friday under the latest post here. If you comment the word Friday under this video, then you'll be sent a link where you can get all the downloads for tonight. Okay. Now, the downloads for tonight are not done until we're done for tonight. So as soon as we're done for the night, I wrap up and I package everything that we did live. I'll drop it there for you only at the end of the live. So you got to stick with me. Okay. I know it's Friday night. Some of y'all just got paid. I don't know if anybody's still clubbing out there in the club or whatnot, but this is Club Create. Okay. And this is where we have fun. This is where we jam. And this is what makes our week, okay? I'm thinking about changing our live class day to Thursday instead of Friday. So let me know, do y'all like Friday? Do y'all like the freebie Fridays, or would you rather do it Thursday? Or would you rather us spice it up and do it on Monday? So let me know in the chat, what days work best for you all? All right, let me know. And also, so I'm going to go ahead and, I got y'all on my Facebook here. Go ahead and show y'all too. If we have time, I would love to show you all. And you tell me if you would like to see this, how this video ad was created here to make it look like it's wicked and like the wizardry just has this floating in the sky and sparkling. Would you all like to see that? If so, go ahead and give me a 2 in the chat. Let me know if y'all want to see that, because that's what we build up to. So Monday, we created our AI avatars, and Tuesday, we created the clip art. On Wednesday, we actually did some design inside of Photoshop, and we use AI inside of Photoshop. It wasn't scary at all. And then on Thursday, we went over mocking up in the process. Oh, and we had a good time creating our packages and using our custom GPT to help us brainstorm and create those packages. So if I have time, I can go over that too. But at the end, we ran out of time to just show you how to quickly animate the object. So I said I would bring it to Freebie Fridays. Okay, it looks like y'all want to learn that. Okay, cool. And please don't be shy. I need y'all's feedback. The only reason why I do this live and not pre-recorded is because I love to speak with you all. I love to know what actually helps you. And I love the real-time connection that we have. So if this matters to you, if you want to see more live interaction, just please interact with me. As long as you're live and I'm here, you here, we're going to have some fun. All right, so I'm showing you all some of the things here. These are the individual clip arts. This is the final design where we have like our foreground and background. So I want y'all to see how this whole process comes about. And then finally, once you get your images and you create a mock-up, now we can create some very high impact designs here. Now, all I did was bring in just that mocked up image of this is for the Chips Ahoy 1 ounce cookie bag. So this is just for that. And it created the background, sparkles, animated it and all of that. And I'm saying it did it. We did it. It was a collaboration. Okay. So I'll show you those steps in just a moment. But I want you to see, in order to get to this step right here, we had to start somewhere. All right. So I'm backing up a bit here. And what I want to do is show you this custom GPT. Let me find it for you. Now we had one GPT that we use in order to create our avatars. I'll give you that one. And here we are. I'll drop it in the chat. But what I'll also do is I'll put this in the back end in a little document. So you don't have to worry about right now trying to, take notes. I'm going to give you all those notes in a document for attending this free class. All right. So this is the custom print marketing expert. All right. And here, we're able to see exactly what we want to create, where our project is going to take us. This is going to help us define our packages, define our avatar, all of that great stuff. So I'm going to give you all a prompt here that will help you, regardless of whether you're using this custom GPT or not. Let's see here. Let me go back to our avatar. All right. So first of all, you want to tell it what exactly, what is your project before you select the avatar. So for instance, if you're doing kids parties, you want to decide, what do I want to do for kids parties? So I'm going to say my biz. And let me know in the chat, what do you all make? What do you create? Creates custom t-shirts. What else do y'all make? Party favors, backdrops, standees, invitations, menus, right? If y'all are doing all of that stuff, etc. All right, so I am working on a campaign for kids parties. And I want to tell it that I want to do high-end kids parties. So that it's not confusing thinking that, oh, I just make little trinkets and stuff. All right. So I'm going to tell it I need your help defining my avatar. Avatar. All right, cool. Yep. T-shirts, party favors, graduation, memorial, sublimation, DTF. Beautiful. Yep. All right. So this marketing expert is going to help me here, is asking me, like, what is your business name? That's the placeholder. The primary product for this campaign, like what is the main thing that you want to sell? So for this one, and I need you all to help me out here, is the main thing that you all sell, is it more of like party favors and the small printables, or is it more like the large format stuff like the banners, or both? Tell me which one you all want me to tell the GPT here. Very nice, Georgia Beauty. Very nice. And make sure that you have your affiliate link that you can share as well. CVS has $5 repositionable banners. All right, so both. Okay. So what I want to do then is I want to focus on doing maybe party packages, right? So I want to do party packages. And how about this? Let me see if it'll allow me to do this. The name of my business is All Things Party. The primary product that I want to focus on for this campaign is actually bundles. I want to sell these party packages, and I want them to be luxury party packages. I need your help deciding the price range because I do struggle with the prices. So I'm going to need your help with doing some research and selecting prices for these different packages. Some of the products that I know for sure that will be the t-shirts, custom printed invitations, menus, banners, backdrops. We'll do custom printed napkins. We will also do custom printed satin pillows and custom printed velvet-like pillows for that luxury feel. In addition to that, one of my best sellers is this focal point package where it has a backdrop, a floor wrap, and some standees that are life size. Also, I want to make sure that I'm including in my packages the party favors such as water bottles, I want to include water bottles. I want to include chip bags. I also want to make sure that I have the standard products that are going to be needed for carrying out a fully branded event. So you can even give me some ideas and I'll let you know whether I make that stuff or not. All right. So let's go ahead and submit that. Okay, so our persona is Sophia Sterling. She is 30 to 45 years old. She's married or partnered with 1 to 3 children, kids age approximately 2 to 10. So she's right in that sweet spot. She's upper middle high income, approximately 120 to 300K. And she has enough disposable income to spend on luxury, willing to pay premium for quality and brand. All right. So her occupation is she's a professional entrepreneur, a creative. Maybe she's does a side business, right? As a mompreneur. And she has a high value that she places on aesthetics and impressions. All right. So that means that she likes things to be Instagrammable. She likes things to be shareable moments, right? So she values luxury materials, customization, uniqueness, and convenience. She is not that DIY. She is not that one that wants to do it yourself. All right. She really loves the cohesion of design. She likes when all of the elements flow. She loves that premium feel. So she's gonna love the satin pillows and the velvet pillows and the satin napkins and those details to texture. And this is going to make her feel like her branded event is on point. Okay. Right. Also, she also has time constraints, so we have to make sure that we're letting her know that this is going to save her time and energy. So she's not worried about saving the money, she's worried about her time and her energy. So we want to target that as our ideal client. And then everybody else, get this, everybody else who just loves the elegance and loves the beauty of what we created, maybe they are the do-it-yourself type. That's not our goal avatar. However, we'll still be able to service them. Why? Because after I do all of this stuff, what am I going to do with all these art files? Just let them rot on my computer? No, no, no. We're going to sell it as a digital pack. Okay. So when I tell you to create an avatar, I want you to create your ideal client, just one ideal client. You will hit other avatars along the way, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's your ideal avatar. Okay. So you will have different people that you will touch, trust and believe. But if you are sending your message to the right person, then it will attract people like that person you're sending the message to. Okay. I just want to be clear about that, because this is the kind of background of why we're doing what we're doing. All right. So it's giving me some typical luxury kids party packages here. All right. And these look like packages that might be kind of like a do-it-yourself type. Okay. So what adds the premium value and what drives the price? So now we're getting more into these different tiers, right? So we can choose to do a luxe, which is like the essentials. Those essentials might be, hey, I'll do some custom printed invitations, some menus, maybe a small banner, and a backdrop. Or the next tier might include a bigger backdrop, a floor wrap, 2 life-size standees, and some other items, right? We get to that VIP, that luxury lane. And this one, we're looking to install multiple focal points and premium materials. Now, this one is still not, this isn't the upper level of events. This is more of a middle range luxury type of events, where this may seem like a lot of money, but I'll give you an example. I helped to do a birthday party, and this was an adult birthday party, but it was still lots of graphics and entertainment, music, all of those things. It was over $100,000 for that event. That was the cost of that event, right? But what we're looking at is the packages that we're going to sell for the graphics and the printing, right? So I want us to be aware of that. Some of us are actual party planners and event designers. That's totally different. What we're talking about here is, well, what am I going to charge for my designs? What am I going to charge for my prints? What am I going to charge for these packages that I have to either ship out or physically produce? Okay. So that's why we're looking at these price ranges. So don't get it confused, because it could be $100,000 event, and what they're paying you on the design side might be this $10,000, or I've even seen it as much as $20,000 in printed material, depending on how much they want printed and designed and branded versus like if they're just doing floral. So a lot of times, let me give you an example. Kids parties have heavy design, heavy printing. Weddings don't necessarily have the same amount of heavy design when it comes to graphics, because it's usually very minimalistic. They're doing a lot more florals than they might be doing like printed backdrops and that sort of thing. I have seen it picking up in the wedding industry now, where they are doing a lot more of the printed seat charts and that sort of thing. So that's usually signage. And typically they're not going to be doing the coroplast boards and that sort of thing. Not typically. So that's why I say if you stick with this kids market right now, you can get really high level in your designs without getting high level with the cost of the materials. And we could talk about that kind of stuff later on, but I just wanted us to have some understanding of what we're doing. Now, if you're doing party favors, a lot of your materials is just paper, right? You are literally printing on paper, but it's the technique that you have, it's the design style that you have, and it's the fact that you can create cohesive packages, which allows you to charge $2,000 to $5,000, depending on the size of the party, just for party favors. Y'all, that is a huge market. All right. Especially if you, like I said, you're considering luxury and then you're creating these packages. All right. So let me go ahead. We're going to go ahead and just say, I want to make a list of 30 items that I can offer for a 6-year-old girl party. Why am I doing this? I'm doing an enchanted garden wicked movie theme. So I want to play off of Elphaba and also make sure that we do the pink and the green for the color contrast. I want to make sure that we have luxury built into the design. So I want to see roses. I want to see greenery. I want to see the wizardry. I want it to be extremely beautiful, breathtaking. And I want to also see this as a full build out. I want to see focal points. I want to see entryways. I want to see party favors and treats. And I also want to make sure that we do things like the menus and the invitations. All right, so I just kind of gave it my theme. So imagine this. Let's say that you have your phone, and let me go ahead and send this while I'm talking. So you have your phone and you're at the venue and you're talking with, no, let me see if I can retry it. Okay, there it goes. Sometimes when you go live, you're gonna end up with some issues. So hopefully we keep it going. So imagine that you're speaking with a client and your client's going to be so impressed because it looks like you're just talking notes. And the thing about it is, instead of you just like, yeah, I'm taking notes, and then like she's talking, but you're not listening because you're writing. As you're talking, you're taking these notes and you're putting them directly into this GPT in real time. And then when you get this back, you're literally having a consultation session while you're like, okay, yeah, we can do the dessert table and let's list out all of the products. Oh yeah, absolutely. Do you want to do invitations, printed menus, a small banner, backdrop? Now we can list these things out. So what I want to do is tell it, I want to go ahead and flesh out the entire largest package. And I want you to put it in sections of where the focal points will be and where those items will be displayed or needed. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and send that through. All right, so look what it's doing. It's telling me my main entrance. This sets the tones. It needs to impress immediately. Like what? You're literally reading this like straight. Oh yeah, this is gonna set the tone. We need to impress immediately when guests arrive. So I'm thinking life-size standees. I'm thinking a custom welcome sign. Oh, do you want to do balloons? And what about an arch? I could totally see an arch to the entryway, right? And all you're doing right here is you're helping to dictate what you need done to the GPT while you're discussing this with the client. So it's going to help you keep up with those details. Now, I'm not saying don't have your pad and your paper. I'm just saying this is a way to help build those details in and make sure that you're able to give feedback to that client right then and there. So she's going to be really impressed that you have all of these things at the top of mind, right? All right, so yeah, let's talk about the focal area. Let's do a custom backdrop. Let's do a printed floor wrap. Ooh, and how do you feel about the standees? Do you want some life-size standees, either the characters or even the even your birthday girl? And then their minds are going to start flowing, right? All right. So also, I have a vendor that does these beautiful custom pillows. So we can add pops of color and full printed pillows as well. And of course, you got your lighting and spotlights and that sort of thing. On the dessert table, we can have, of course, your desserts, but we can also have custom printed menus and napkins, centerpieces, and party favors, right? So this kind of breaks down some of that stuff. If we want to have a gift table or a station for some of these party favors, we can have the water bottles, chip bags, the boxes, thank you bags, and all of those things can be included as well. All right, so this is basically running down in that moment. So you don't have to think off the top of your head. And it categorized it, right? It categorized it so that you can keep the focus for the client on these moments, on these areas, on these things that go together and make a difference. So that is absolutely what I want you all to gather from this. Now, and this was just basically the products itself, right? We get even more creative, y'all. Let me see. Let me go. Is this where we are? Nope, that's not the one. Where are we? Here we go. All right. So, and this is the one that we did. We did an influencer mom as our avatar. So the influencer mom is definitely on this higher end of purchasing. But this one, I'm gonna kind of roll you back to what it did for us for this. This went as far to help us with what is the banner gonna say? What might the centerpiece be? What might the water bottle labels have on it? What about the invitations? What could it look like? And I'm not saying you will give all of these details in the moment, but even if you're sitting down and you're planning this thing out and you're trying to get your ideas flowing and going, this is an enormous Kickstarter. Right. So we were able to talk to it and tell it all the different products that we wanted to add. And we ended up with a long old list. And then what it did for us is, this was one thing we struggled with too, that pricing, right? So what we did was we asked it, hey, I need help with pricing these things out. So an 8x8 custom photo backdrop, it said $350. And these are the things that you're going to have to also go in and make sure that if you're drop shipping, or for instance, I think somebody asked where to get the banners printed. It is 4 over. I'll pull that up for you all as a vendor. That's one of the places that I go get prints from. And they have very fast shipping. They also do almost any type of printing you can imagine, the gold foiling. So when you're talking about luxury, like they offer anything that they offer the velvet cards with the gold foiling or with the spot UV, which just gets shiny in the certain places that they put it. They have a lot of different types of finishes and products. So this is one of my favorite vendors. Been using them probably over 15 years now. They do amazing work. All right, so that's one vendor that can do a lot of this stuff that you might not be doing in-house. So the signs, the banners, the business cards, the flyers, the trifold brochures, full printing, and all of that stuff as well. All right, so let me put it in the chat for y'all. All right. All right, so getting past those products, now we have an idea of the products. We have an idea of our theme. We have an idea of our budget, because they're going to tell us how many of these items that they want into their presentation for their project. So, and of course, you are going to put your prices to make sure that it has your profit built into there, even if you're using a third-party vendor. If you're a planner, and I'm not going over like how to be a planner. I just understand from working with planners also, and also doing planner training. I have done that and have paid to and literally sacrificed hours upon hours of life to understand this process. So my goal is to be more on the side of the creative remotely. So I like to design remotely. I do like seeing it come to life. That is something that really excites me sometimes too. But I'm not the person that wants to be the one checking off the box at every little part of the event coordinator, or even the planner. So I'm more of a visionary. I like to consider myself a part of production, right? So I'm more of that production designer. However, you also have print vendors, and you also have digital designers that their main job is to only provide the digital graphics, and then they're pricing that. And you still have to know how to design all of this stuff, large scale or not, but you don't have to print and create all the large scale stuff, or any of the things for that matter. So I want you all to tell me in the chat, what is it that you want to primarily do? Are you a planner? Are you a graphic designer? Do you create products? So in that case, you do actually do custom printing. Let me know what it is that you do, or what it is that you plan on doing. All right, because this should be helpful for any of that. The pricing and all, even if you know what the next person is charging to do the banner. Even if you don't print banners, you might start saying, hey, maybe I should start printing banners, especially when I show you a resource where you can drop ship them. They'll put your name on them. They'll drop ship them to your client, and you don't ever have to touch it, right? If you're doing graphic design already, then those are some things that you may want to consider as far as earning additional money. Same thing on the digital side. If you're doing all this design for a customer, but you're not selling digital graphics, then that is an extra source of income from the same energy that you're putting out. So that's why this challenge was important, because I wanted to make sure that you all had all of those pieces together to build something that could be multiple streams of income from one skill. All right, so let's get on a little bit further. Let me go on to our next step, which is, so we created our avatars. Then next, we're going to go ahead and create some of these beautiful pieces of artwork here. All right, let me pull up my document for that. Oh, there we are. All right, so this one we used a different custom GPT, and I'll put that one in the chat. This one is our Digital Art Prompt Pro. So this is the one where we're going to tell it our theme and our colors. That's it. And then it's going to help us think of different pieces of clip art and artwork and things of that nature. It's going to get real fun. So for here, I can tell it that I'm going to do, I'm doing a Wicked movie theme, and I'm doing pink and green. And we did the watercolor style illustration. So this time, let's say that I want to do the Pixar 3D animation style. And that's it. So I told it the theme, I told it my colors, and I told it what style. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to, well, I'll put the 3D Pixar style on there. Because I want you to know you cannot give it all that information, and it will ask you questions to get that. All right, so we're going to do either the full digital art kit or it's like a little mini version of it. And what we did before was we did a mini version first, but I'm going to go ahead and build the full kit out since we have limited time here. Because I like to build out the small kit first, give it some feedback, and then it will adjust, and then it'll give me the full list of all of the things. All right. So this one is asking me for my color palette. Do I prefer hot pink and neon green, like a blush pink and sage green, a fuchsia and emerald, or custom? I need you all to type in the chat A, B, C, or D. Let me know. All right. I see you. Yolanda doing arch wall planners, 4 decals. Okay, Carolyn, you do graphic designer and custom printing. That's good. Multiple streams from the same talent. All right. And Georgia Beauty doing obituaries, casket panels, memorial posters. I love that. You know, I love that. All right. So y'all want to go with the blush pink and the sage green? Okay. I'm seeing some come in now. I have 2 B's, a C, and A. So far, B is winning. All right. So I think we'll go with B. All right. So I'm going to put B in there. So faster than I decided A, B, C, or D is going to help me come up with my elements. Now, the way that this was designed for you all, and while this is creating, it's going to create 20 clip art images, 10 scene backgrounds, 5 digital papers, 5 patterns, 5 frames, 5 alphabet variants, and 10 overlays. So when I tell you this is going to be a full deal, this is a full deal. All right, so what I'm going to do is copy this right here, take y'all on over to my Midjourney. And if you don't mind, I'm going to split screen here so that we can talk, we can copy from ChatGPT, and then we can also create at the same time. Now, remember, I told it the style that I want it to be is 3D. So I got to scroll back through here, y'all. So y'all will see, we did this for the astronaut. We did like a watercolor set for him. Came out beautiful. And watercolor is probably the #1 art style that is selling on Etsy. So it's a very popular style, especially for invitations and party decoration. All right, well, look. Oh, this is some of the papers and backgrounds and borders it generated. That's the alphabet it generated. And then we're getting more into our Wicked theme. All right, and you'll see that was our 3D. This is our watercolor. So now we should be designing in 3D. Yeah, this is a lot. Oh yeah, the safari animals. Yeah, you could do this for any, I'm talking about any theme you can think of. This came out so nice here. All right, let me see if I can just push it. Okay, there we go. So look, these assets look totally different because of the style that I told it to make, right? Than the watercolor images. So now I have a totally different package that is going to help me build an entirely different looking set. And the thing is, this is why you're never going to run out of ideas. Never, ever going to run out of ideas. All right, so I'm going to put a couple of these in just to see what I end up with. And I like to triple click. Let me close that down so maybe we see a little bit more room here. All right, so I'm just, as fast as I'm copying and pasting, it's creating over here. Y'all see my little mushroom? And can't you see these as like little cutouts and standees and little props and things? These are too cute. And this one is the Pixar style. So this one is going to be a little more playful than an exact interpretation of a hyper realistic or 3D images. The little potion bottles, I can see having those different potion bottles as part of maybe the in the food or the bar setup. All right, so, and I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'm just giving you some ideas of how this creates all of these different images. Now, let's say, for instance, you came through here. You grabbed all of these 20 and you're like, well, wait a minute, I need a butterfly. I was just gonna say a butterfly, but it gave me a butterfly. I need a butterfly, or I need a rose. Then you can tell it, hey, in addition to those, I also need prompts for these key images or clip art, right? So you can tell it I need, it could be 20 different flowers. Like maybe you want to create different flowers in the same style so that way you have a set. This is what creating clip art sets looks like. All right, so let's go on to the backgrounds. I'm just going to do a couple here just to show you how this works and also how this helps me with my creative idea flow. Like I'm flowing now. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do the potion bottles, and I see how I can use that, the cauldron there, like the butterflies. Oh yes, I can have those popping off of the backdrop, and I can have those as cutouts that pop off the 3D backdrop. All right, and look, it's creating these scenes for me, and these scenes are photographable moments. So I could keep going all day with this stuff, y'all. This is, dare I say it, quite addicting. All right, I'm going to do maybe one more background there. And then let's go into what a digital paper is. So usually a digital paper might be something that you're using in the background of an invitation or a welcome sign, something that you may even use. If you has anybody ever done the digital invitations? So when you have the invitations that they just send on the phone, because a lot of times people aren't doing printed invitations anymore. Now you can do the digital invitations that have motion graphics and video. All right, so I'm getting some papers there. And then I also want to show you that you can create seamless patterns. So when you think of a package, and that one got a little too literal with me, but this one came out nice. These clouds look gorgeous. Right, so even patterns. And for this, what I have to do for patterns is I have to make sure that we have the dash tile in there, and it will literally be a tileable pattern here. All right, and now I'm going to move on to some of the borders while this is over here cooking. And can you see these all as, even if you're just doing scrapbooking packages, clip art packs, right? People can use this for that purpose. You can bring these little elements into Canva and create motion graphics where the person, the kid's picture pops up and it says, you're formally invited to, and then you have your elements kind of dancing around in there and animated. You see I'm making frames here. Those frames could be for the actual invitations. They can be a part of a floor wrap. Like I can totally see these for floor wraps. All right, let me try one more frame here. And then also I like to create the alphabet letter because a lot of times just doing something personalized, you don't have to do the entire name, but just using that letter can be used as a drop case whenever you're doing like a storybook type of design. It can be used as a standee cutout. It can be used as one of the elements on the invitation or the printed work. So I like to do this. Just create some letters here that are inspirational. They go with my theme and my colorway. And what it does, it gives you ideas, y'all. The whole point of this is if you were starting your project, do you think a tool like this could really help you mentally get started in your mind without having to go straight to Pinterest and overwhelm yourself saving a million different ideas, and then by the time you have to make a decision on what you want to start creating, it's overload, right? So this is a way where you can get fresh ideas, and most of these ideas are ready to use out the gate. Some of them you will have to take into Photoshop and clean up, but for the most part, these are ready to go ideas that once you upscale them, clean off the background, you can use them. All right, so I'm going to show you all a couple of overlays. So the overlays also work as backgrounds, but you can also use them, for instance, if you wanted to have your image kind of fade off or have little glowing effects and that sort of thing. So overlays are a good part of your design package too. And that one, it did not understand my overlay there. And I could tell it for overlay. I'm going to tell it to remove the Pixar reference and 3D reference. Because it doesn't have to be 3D at all. Usually overlays can be flat, they can be photorealistic, they can even look like vector. Oh, these turned out really nice, really cool. All right, so that, did y'all see how fast we went through creating the whole package? Just crazy fast, creating a whole package. So did I give you all that custom GPT? If not, I'm going to paste it in the chat again. It is free to use. As long as you have Chat GPT, you can use it. If you have the free account, just be careful because you get prompting too heavy. And it'll tell you ran out of credits, and it'll tell you to come back at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why it always picks like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like you're going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Actually, I've done that before. Then I just went ahead and paid my little 20. They got my little $20. They got it. All right. So, all right. Just wrapping that part of the project up. Okay, so now what we did after that on Wednesday, so I'm just recapping. Today is a recap day. What we did was we took these images into Photoshop. So I'll show you kind of roughly what they look like. So we have our elements here. Let's see, where's our 328 class? All right, so these all have a white background, and that's why whenever I generate clip art, I tell it to be isolated on a white background so that it's so much easier to take the background out. Now I'm going to show you a way really quickly that I create the clip art that can be placed into a package. So I'm going to go File, New. I'm going to run through this really quickly, y'all, because it's just a recap. File, New. And I'm going to make sure that I put this on inches. And I want it to be 10 inches by 10 inches. So it's going to be a square. And then the resolution, I'm going to have 300 pixels per inch. Because usually for digital files, especially the ones that they're selling on Etsy, they're doing it 300 pixels per inch. But it's only 10 inches by 10 inches. All right. And then right here, RGB color, transparent, sRGB, create. And then what I do from here is I go ahead and hold down Shift. After I select the first one, hold down Shift, grab the last one, drag and drop it onto my artboard. All right. And then what I do is I like to use this remove background feature. It basically uses AI inside of Photoshop to figure out what part of the background. If you all do Canva, it's the same thing there that Canva does. Oops. I meant to grab I want to grab a solid color here. And I want my solid color to be a color that I absolutely know is wrong when I see it. All right, so I'm going to pull it to the back there. And then whenever you're creating your artwork, you want to make sure you resize it to be as big as it can possibly be on this artboard without cutting anything off. So we still want to leave a little bit of area there so we don't cut anything off. That's as big as that graphic is going to get. And then typically what I'll do is I will double click on the name and I will rename it. And I'll show you my naming convention here. This one's AI 091 because basically that came from our 091 class. So it reminds me where I started creating that. And then the theme is the astronaut boy, or the theme is astronaut. The image description is the boy. And then the colors is orange and blue. So if I'm ever looking in the future, like, didn't I create some astronaut images? I can look up the word astronaut and I will see that. Right. So, or if I'm looking for a rocket, I will see that. So I'm going to turn this one on next. Just to remove background. It's going to use AI to clean up my background, but it doesn't use up AI credits. So that's good. And it's taking a little while longer too because I am live streaming. So it does use your internet resources, just so you know. Now this one, I'm going to put that one at the very top and turn it off. Well, before I turn it off, I'm going to give you a tip that I do. Even though I made the background to be 1-to-1 ratio, I'm skeptical. So what I do is I pull it up just a little bit more on the top and bottom. And you notice I only stretch things out by the middle nodes. If you stretch them out by the middle nodes, they'll always stay centered. If you stretch them out by those corners, then what you're going to do is you're going to end up with the images off centered, and you're later going to have to center it. All right, so I can press enter there. That's locked in. I can turn that off. And like I said, my whole point here is to remove the background, inspect the image, see if it removes something I really don't want it to remove. Now you have to keep in mind here that there's some transparency, and it did keep up with some of that transparency there, which is actually very surprising, because when I cut it out in Canva and I did the background removal, it gave me these really jagged edges because it's supposed to look like watercolor. And you know, and I know that Canva does not like anything that has that transparency to it when it comes to doing background cutouts. Okay, it's just not meant to do that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, do this last one here. And this one we did end up with an issue. Let me see if it gives us the issue again, because the issue was it removed some of the inside meat that we wanted to keep. And see how it is green right here? That means it removed some of the image, but this is a layer mask. So I can click on the layer mask, grab my paintbrush, white conceals, black, your white reveals and black conceals. Just like when we're wearing those dresses, you know, where that good old black dress is going to make everything look smooth. We put on that white, we're going to see all the bumpy bumps. It just is what it is. It's going to reveal everything, right? So what I'm going to do is take my paintbrush here, and I'm going to load up, make sure that white is loaded up here. The way that you do that, just click on the default swatches over here in the left corner. And I am going to just paint here. And I'm not painting on the image itself, y'all. I'm painting on the layer mask, which you can see where it was little grayed out before. Now that part is becoming white, because that means that it is fully revealed. It is not hidden. And I do that, and now all is right. And I have my beautiful parts that I did not want to be transparent restored. All right, so that's that. And let me show you a little quick way to go ahead and create PNGs of all of these at one time. All right, I click the top one, hold down shift, click the bottom one, and then I right click on any of my active layers, and I go ahead and quick export as PNG. And this will be my day 2. No, actually this was day 3. So these are the day 3 elements. And I just want y'all to see, I want y'all to see them created in real time. So it created them just that quick. And I have all of my PNGs ready to go in the right size with the right pixels, ready to put into my package that I'm going to sell on Etsy. Day 3 of the challenge that we just did a kids party challenge. And if you all want the replay, if anybody's interested in a replay, you can put replay in the chat. I'll see if anyone's interested. I would rather have y'all live. We did all this stuff live. And as a matter of fact, you get to share your screen. You get to show me your Photoshop screen during Photoshop class. And it makes it so much easier to learn how to design and not be afraid of Photoshop. So if you ever get a chance to come to a live class, as a matter of fact, this is what I'll do. Anybody that purchases the challenge in the replay, and I'm showing you all the things that we did throughout the challenge. This is day 3. Day 4, we're about to go over in just a little bit. If you do purchase the replay, I have a live class coming up tomorrow at 11 a.m. where you're going to build this very design just like this. You're going to build this from scratch. Y'all hear me? You're going to build it from scratch. We're going to give you some images. You're going to cut out the background. You're going to create the clipping mask or the frame, like they call it in Canva, for the background. And you're going to get to share your screen in the Zoom room. I don't know anybody else that teaches Photoshop like that unless it's a one-on-one session, but we do this in our group sessions, and we've been doing this for 5 years now. So we know what we're doing. We have small groups, and what we do is we allow you to basically get hands-on help in real time. And this is going to be building from scratch. So if you would like to attend that class, if you sign up for the replay, I will put you in that class tomorrow, and I'll pay for it. Okay. Okay, Yolanda, I see you're interested in replay. Monique, you're interested in the replay. Okay, I got you. So as a matter of fact, while I'm talking, because I want you all to be able to check out if you want to, let me go ahead. I'm going to do something even better. Make this full screen for a second. So right now, if you go to the challenge, and I think I put the link in the chat. Let me put the link in the chat again if I didn't. I want you to scroll down. For my OG triple OGs, don't forget, tonight is the last night that you can get the Sports and School Spirit Playbook Intensive. We're going to do a 30-day intensive. Tonight's the last night. You can do that for $500 off. So it's going to be $14.97. If you want that link, just comment sports, and I will get you all that link, the one that has the $500 off. All right. So anywho, y'all can come to this one right here. I'm going to open it in a new tab. All right. And right now it is $97. I'm going to do something really, really crazy. Okay. Y'all say, oh, okay. More people are interested in the replay now. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to do something really, really crazy. And if you purchase while we're on this live, I'm going to give you the live class tomorrow, because y'all missed 4 days straight of lives, but we definitely did a lot of work. Let me do this real quick, y'all. I'm always doing this stuff, like creating these deals on the spot, y'all. But if this can get y'all excited and get you unafraid to jump in these classes and get your feet wet, or improve your skills in Photoshop, we did all AI, like everything was AI focused. It was actually really amazing. I am going right now to my products, and this is our challenge. Let me see. How much should I make this challenge, y'all? It's $97. I'm going to show you everything that you get. I'll show you. But I just wanted to go ahead and do it, because what'll happen is while I'm talking, I won't be working. All right. So let me make it. Ooh. Since y'all alive, I'm going to make it. This is crazy. I've never even sold a replay for this ever for a challenge. I'm making it $37. The reason why, because I want y'all to come and see what we did. I want y'all to be like, dang, I could have paid $97 and I could have been in the live session for all of this stuff. That's what I want you to see. You know, it's a little bit of a flex. Let's see. Did it change to $37 now? Let me refresh. And it should now be $37. Yep, it's $37. All right. So what we did for day one, we did our AI avatar. Showed you how to do that. We used the custom GPT. We made our AI avatars. Then day two, we created our AI art, the clip art that you just saw. Day three, we did this beautiful image here. And we actually have, let me show you what you started with. So you'll start with this, and then you can flip out the elements. So as you can see, it's a subject image, it's some elements there. You switch them out, and I even showed you in class how to do the background here to do generative fill. So we showed you how to do that. And I showed you how to cut out backgrounds, add drop shadows. You have glitter inside of here that you can hide or reveal. So inside of Photoshop, you can have 2, 3, 4, 12 different strokes, or what they call outlines in Canva, plus a drop shadow, plus you can make it bevel and emboss and make it look 3D. So you have a lot more options when it comes to Photoshop with making your image look much more dynamic, right? So this is one of my simplest templates. This is the type of template that I take on demand. I went to a skating rink and I did some back to school shirts for the kids. All the way up to high school seniors. And what I did was I did all of their shirt designs in less than 5 minutes. I'm talking about I was cranking them out one to 5 minutes tops. I was cranking them out, and I was using this exact template. So all I do, change out the background, change out my subject image, change out the text. And then if I have some elements I want to bring in, then I have these as smart objects. And when I create those different images, it gives me an output. And let me show you what the output looks like, because this is a special type of template. I call it my magic template or my master template. And what it does, it spits out all of the individual elements here. And it also spits out what my full design looks like. All of my pieces of individual text is now pieces that I can take into a banner design. I can take it into Canva. I can take it into even CapCut. And if I wanted some of these images to be animated and I wanted to do video elements with them. So these are now elements that I can use to build almost any other thing you can think of, right? And then there's one more thing I'm going to show you. We didn't do that this week. We're doing this coming up. Let me show you a little something extra. And this is called the Automizer. We're going to get into this later. But what this Automizer does is it takes all of those elements that we exported from our canvas, and then it creates all of these other products. So for instance, I got my little chip bag there. Actually, that is the little mini Oreos bag. And the beautiful thing about it is that it creates all of these assets automatically. So all I do is I change out these elements and I look at one t-shirt, and then it propagates this for 135 other products. So this is if you're really into doing the parties and the sets and bundles of things, and it really aggravates you to design and mock up each and everything. This not only creates the mock-ups, it also creates the printable files for the chip bags, for the water bottle labels, for the t-shirts, for the hoodies, and all of those different things. And I have memorial stuff in there, accessories, treats and party favors, you name it. It's probably up in there. It's probably in there. And then at the most, what you have to do is you may have to tweak things a little bit, like adjust the size or the placement just a little bit, but it will literally take all of those elements that we just did and create an entire package off of those. All right, so that was the premise of why we're going here. So we'll talk next week about doing this type of design and what it entails. You do have to have a system, a computer that can handle it. But when I tell you, I literally change out this and then I can go get a snack. By the time I come back, 135 products are designed. Yes, you do. Yep. That's exactly what I encourage you to do. Create your own bundle. So what I do typically is I'll take however many products, let's say you're doing 5 products or maybe 20 products at the most that you're doing for a particular project. I will take only those 20 products and then mock those up, and then it'll create the printables and the mock-ups for those 20 products only. That way you're not sitting there processing 135 products for nothing. Yep. So if y'all are interested in it, if you're interested in that, put Auto in the chat. And next week I can show y'all the Auto. It's called the Automizer, and it basically automatically designs those products. Put Auto in the chat, and then I'll know that y'all want me to demonstrate that next week. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to give that little teaser there because I wanted y'all to know that that's where I created this chip bag. Was in my little Automizer. All right. And what you get to see here is this is not Automizer content. This is typically what you do when you're doing mock-ups, right? You're like, oh, let me just throw some stuff in my mock-up and let me see what it looks like. And then if y'all understand what I'm talking about, you have to go and create the full design after you mock it up, or in reverse, you got to create the design and then mock it up. So what I've done with this program is I make it so that these things automatically update. If you update it on the t-shirt, it'll update on the chip bag, it'll update on the water bottle, it'll update on all of your products. This is the printable file. Well, this is the editable file, but this is the printable size. So basically the way the program works is it creates a flat PNG of this, of everything that you want to print. It makes the PNG of the printable, and then that printable also automates into a mock-up. So if you have a Shopify store or an Etsy store, anybody have an Etsy store? Put an E in the chat if you have an Etsy store. If you have a Shopify, put an S in the chat if you have a Shopify store. No, this isn't what your person, Yolanda. I'm just showing off right now. I'm showing off what we're doing next week. All right. And usually what I do is I do a small packaging class for that week's class. So we'll do an Automizer that may have like 4 or 5 products. So y'all can tell me right now what 4 or 5 products you want to see inside of next week's class. Go ahead and let me know. Okay, so Etsy and Shopify, Etsy, Shopify, Shopify. Okay. Good stuff. So that means if y'all are selling physical products, you can also be selling digital products. And I hope that you are doing that. All right. So I am going to not save these changes and close this out. I was just giving y'all a teaser for what we're doing upcoming. So if you want to be inside of our membership program, we do this every week, y'all. Every single week, every Tuesday, we do an AI class. And every Wednesday, we do a Photoshop class, just like that. All right, so I see y'all coming in. Tumbler, mug, button, shirt. Come on and let me know what do y'all want to see in the Automizer. Now, this is for a party package, so make sure y'all consider that too. All right, and I'm just going to close out of this because I've done it before. I don't need to save that. But I just wanted y'all to see that this flips to this in, I would say, maybe 3 minutes. Do y'all want to see me flip that? If y'all want to see me flip it, put flip in the chat. If y'all rather me move on to the next step, because this was day 3. If y'all rather me move on to day 4, then just put 4 in the chat. If you want to see me flip this, put flip in the chat. Okay. Well, let's flip it then. Let's flip it real good. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, it's getting late. I'm getting a little sleepy. I've been up since 5. Y'all don't blame me. All right, so what I'll do, first thing I'm going to do is File, Save As. And let me go ahead and save this instead of pink and green Wicked theme. This is going to be my astronaut. And he's going to be orange and blue. All right, now keep in mind, we already cleaned up those images, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to photo number 1, double click on it. And I have that little folder that I created with my elements for day 3. I'm going to put it over here to the side a little bit here. This is my subject image now. It's going to be the boy. I can bring it in, resize it, and I like to resize by the middle. See how it keeps it centered there, what I was talking about? Go ahead and turn off the image of the other one. Control S, Control W. So Control S saves, Control W close out of that window. So it makes me move a lot faster there. So that's one element there. Also, I can go ahead and change out what my accent 1 is. And here, and I can do file, place embedded, or I can drag and drop. My preference is the drag and drop method. All right. And I'm going to turn off this image here. Save it and close out the window. Control S, Control W. This is how I was able to do this. When I told y'all it took me 1 to 5 minutes to change out designs for those kids. And they all had something different. Nobody wanted the same thing. All right, so I'm gonna go here to the background. And for this, what I want to show you a little something here. So let's say, for instance, I'm gonna put my background in here. And it's a square, but I have a tall image here. I'm like, dang, how am I gonna make that work? First, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the extents out here. And then I'm gonna use artificial intelligence or AI inside of Photoshop. Double click on that little thumbnail there. I grab my crop tool and I say, hey, I want to, oops, let me make sure I clear out my ratio here. I want to create a little more data here at the top. So I'm going to hit generative expand and generate. And then I need to create a little more at the bottom. And what that's going to do is going to kind of use artificial intelligence to read what the image actually is. And then it's going to do its best to continue the image outside in that area. All right. And I'm thinking I'm going to go with 1 because I like it darker up there. And then I'm going to go ahead and merge it down. Now, some people don't tell you this, but if you don't merge that stuff down, these files will get huge because it's still got that editable AI built into it. So once you merge it down, it's no longer editable. All right. So I'm going to hit generate there, generate the bottom of that image. And y'all, this is so much better. Back in the day, I used to have to fade off the bottom and then try to create some like dark images or, you know, some kind of overlapping overlays and stuff. It was a lot. I could not have told you I would have imagined seeing this in my lifetime. Not as how much I used to Photoshop. All right, so we'll merge that down. Control S and then Control W to close out of the window. And come on back here now. All right, and now that it's updated, you see I have a taller image there in the background. It's not cut short. It's not high water anymore. And then I could go ahead and just move my elements around here. Let's say for this one, accent 2, I'll double click there. And then for this one, I'm going to turn on my rocket ship there. And I can use more elements or not. I have these placeholders here for up to 4 images. I typically do not use more than 4 accents when I'm doing a design. Why? Because I like for it to go quickly. And I think accent 2, oh, I know what accent 2 was. It was the helmet. So I'm going to turn that one on. And of course, I could have done the same way where I just did file, place embedded, or dragged and dropped it onto the scene. But we did not use this helmet in the last design, but it's there if you need it. All right. And then as far as changing out the text here, I'm going to go back to my move tool, right click on the text. And here, instead of Angela, I can just double click on the T. And his name was Aaron. All right, so Aaron, we are going to change the font here. I'm going to leave that one because the font was this same one, and this will help me remember the font. So instead of Define Gravity, it was like Houston, I'm 6. But we could just say like happy birthday. Aaron, happy birthday, Aaron. All right, and then for the colors, what I do is typically I will use one of my graphic elements. I'll get my color picker tool here. It's the little eyedropper. And let's say I want my orange and blue. And let's get a little bit lighter blue there. Color number 1, I double click. And I can duplicate that layer. Let me make that one blue. Turn off my previous layer, Control S, Control W. And then everything where I used that orange or that pink before, all of that will turn blue. And then everywhere that I had the green before, that will be orange. And that's how I automatically color my documents and my designs there. And then if I need to, like here, I can darken it up. I can lighten it up. I think I like that little darker orange at the bottom there. And then if you don't want the glitter, you can turn it off and on. Change the blend mode. If you don't want the glitter, change the blend mode to normal instead of color. All right, and that's how quick you can change that out. Now, of course, you may end up moving things around a little bit, but the whole objective is to go quick enough with it where you're not spending, like you were talking about before, 3 to 4 hours on design. You're literally spending more, like if you do your prep time, that might be an additional 5 minutes, like cleaning up your backgrounds, knowing what your elements are. But literally, you can flip a design in 5 minutes. You have your elements ready to go. All right. And then when I teach you this, then this is the premise for designing for the different types of products. So if you're designing a banner, it's going to be long. So you might have Happy Birthday, Aaron, and you might have your subject image off to the side because it's a long image. So that's what the Automizer does for you. It automatically thinks of where those pieces should go. And that's what we'll talk about next week. All right. So that was it. I will show you that while we were creating, the reason why it's going a little bit slower here is because I should have turned this feature off. I usually turn this off when I'm designing. The way that I have this file set up, it magically creates all of your elements while you're designing or once you save. So if I had this turned off, which I should have while I was designing, then I would turn it back on when I'm done designing. And once I hit save, I can come over to that folder and it will create something called the assets folder. And then when I open it up, I'm going to view the large icons. It automatically created all these PNGs for me. So I have some words in there hidden to say happy holidays. That's why I created those. But even if those parts are hidden, it will still make those pieces of text. So if you had text that you want to go on the back of the shirt, then you absolutely have those pieces. And these are all PNGs. So what I do is I bring them into Canva, make my little motion graphics. I take these, I put them into my Automizer to do my mock-ups. But as you can see, this is just a clean way of getting some output so that you'll have for whatever you need to design for your project. So that's what we did on day 3. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll leave that open just in case we need it. No, let me close it. All right. And for day 4, we did some AI mock-up mastery. But before we started day 4, we did do the Chat GPT and had it tell us all of the products. But we just chose one product to mock up. Let me get y'all to that so you can see. Ooh, these look nice. All right, I'm distracted. These look so good. Okay. All right, I'm getting ideas for another set design. All right, so what we did was we kind of created these prompts inside of another custom GPT I made for y'all. Let me get y'all to that one. That one is called day 3. Going through that. We're on day 4. And this one is the photo. Hold on, I can give you that. It's the Photo Shoot Prompt Studio. So let me put that in. Photo Shoot Prompt Studio. Let me grab that link for y'all. All right. And I will paste it into the chat. But again, if y'all aren't taking notes right now, as long as you're here live, I'm going to make sure that you all have all of these links. All right, so what the Photo Shoot Prompt Studio does is you just tell it what type of product that you want in the image, or a person, because you can tell the person too, and it will shoot out a prompt for you. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I did the chip bag. Let's see, what other product did y'all said y'all want to do? A tumbler. So I want to do a 20-ounce skinny tumbler. TUM here. And I want, here, I'll talk. I want to make sure that this product photo shoot looks like a high-end luxury, but also very majestic and over the top photo shoot. So I wanted to have this enchanted woods feel. So if you can put some trees or some moss and some beautiful roses, maybe even some enchanted mushrooms, those sort of elements I want to see as looking like high end, but also very over the top photo shoot. All right, so I just taught that to it. Let's run it. And it should ask me some questions. Do I have any colors, logo placement, finishing details? So I want the tumbler to be blank. I want the tumbler, and I do that for a reason, because I like to mock my stuff up later. I want the tumbler to be blank, white, but the theme is wicked. The theme is inspired by the Wicked movie. And Glinda and Elphaba with a split of, and I think the colors that we said was like a blush pink, and the green we said was like a mint green. And let's see if that's giving us what we need. All right, so then it gives us 10 photo shoot prompts. And this is not even including a person. This is just for the products. So we'll get into the people next week. We're going to take our avatar that we created and make sure that when we create different variations of her, that we can face swap her. So we're going to face swap with the AI app, and then we'll also do some face swapping inside of Photoshop. So that'll be cool. All right, so I'm going to copy that. And again, we come... Midjourney. I must have closed out somewhere. Midjourney. All right, there we go. All right, and sometimes you'll run a couple of them just to see if it gives you some differences here. Look at that, y'all. Yes, I can explain the memberships. Absolutely. If y'all are interested in the memberships, I got you. Do y'all see this? Can you imagine your Tumblr being displayed like that on your Instagram, on your Shopify store, on your Etsy store? Isn't this like next level? Y'all see that? All right, so yeah, face swap. We're doing face swap in. Okay, so there are two things that we're doing next week. We do Photoshop and we do AI every week. AI is on Tuesday. Photoshop is on Wednesday. So what we're going to do is we're going to face swap an AI on Tuesday, and then I'm going to show you some techniques, because like I had to show you all. I don't know if y'all weren't here for, I believe it was either Saturday or Sunday. I'm trying to think, where did I even put that? I have to remember where I did it, but I'm just going to show you what I ended up doing. I'm not going to show you the full detail of it, but you can go back and watch that from the bonus session that I did. I think it was on Sunday. you see here, I had to the face swap wasn't working right. Like it didn't make her look like she looked. And sometimes that happens. So I used Photoshop to face swap her and then make her skin green so that she looked like Elphaba, right? So you all will get a chance to do that hands on this week. So I demonstrated it, but I wanted to show you sometimes face swaps will fail. And as long as the skin tone and the body type is similar, there are ways where you can face swap and do those details even with Photoshop. All right, so just letting y'all know. And then all of these things are AI, y'all. Every last thing on here is AI. This arch has has 2, 3, 4 different AI images kind of faded all together in there. We're going to do a storybook this month. I've been teasing y'all with a little storybook. So we're going to do a storybook and you'll be able to make that as like a big prop, like a standing type of prop, or you can do it as something that might be like a table prop or even a digital image that you would have in your design. The accordion wall, that's all AI, y'all. That's all AI. This little image right here with the bunny, that's AI. The only thing that's not AI is this plaid pattern, because sometimes plaids and things that are geometric don't calculate correctly just yet. But those poppies, that pattern of the poppies, that pattern was created as AI. All right. The floor wrap is AI. This bow right here is AI. I'll break it down for y'all next week. I'll tell y'all some of those components in some of those classes. Now, we'll tell you all that those classes, if you all want to see what we do, because you're like, oh, well, what's the membership and what are the levels? Let me take a quick break just in case anybody needs to leave in a little bit and y'all want to know if you want to join. All right. So if you want to join, I would not purchase a la carte classes. Some people do, but if you purchase one class for $40, then we have a membership that's just for AI and it's $37 a month. But you get to come to all of the AI live classes that we do on Tuesdays, and it just helps you create artwork. So every Tuesday we do different AI artwork. This one we learned how to animate videos from the AI artwork. This one we did a virtual photo shoot. And then what we do on Wednesday is we incorporate that AI artwork into learning a Photoshop skill or into a Photoshop template. So then this whole backdrop was very popular, it was viral and trending. So I made a template where it automatically creates the pattern for you all. And then this class, we mocked it up. So this one creates the pattern. This one mocks it up as a actual backdrop, whether you're doing a flat backdrop or that corner backdrop. I saw it both ways. So I made the mock-up do that. And it creates the reflection on the floor and all of that stuff. So you learn how to do that in the Photoshop class. So if you just want AI, I have a membership for that. And if you want AI plus the live Photoshop class, I have a membership for that. Now, if you want the AI plus the Photoshop, plus we have a monthly challenge. We do it every single month. And we also have a business mentorship session that we do after AI class. That's my Craft to Quit program. That's the one that's $197. So I'm going to go ahead and show you those memberships. Hold on just a second. All right, hold on. I thought I had it right here. I think you can click on it from here. Yep, you can. You can hit join now. So if everybody's on the one-on-one page, then you can join straight from there. Oh, that took me to. Did I click on the right thing? There it goes. All right, so for the why is it taking me there? Oh, because I had this in my cart already. That's why. So if anybody was looking for the somebody put in sport and you were looking for the one that has the 500 discount on that, hold on a second. Let me grab that for you because it is in the working document. So I know I have that link. And here we go. The intensive is here. Give me just a moment. I have like 100-page document in front of me of everything that we did this weekend. Oh, I know where it is. It is here. All right, so I'm going to post this in the chat. Now, this is separate from the membership, but somebody put sport, and I saw that. So I'm going ahead and showing you all this. So the sport, what we're doing right now is we have literally built, and I want to show y'all what we have built over the course of the last month. So just over the last month, these are all the things we've built, and I can make it a little bit bigger here. Let me show y'all exactly what we've done. And this, I think, will help people too with understanding what we get done in a month. So when y'all think about membership, I'm gonna bring up, so I can prove to y'all I use Canva too. I'm not totally against Canva. And all right, so what we do is we have replays, of course. So this is what we did the week prior. We did motion graphics. So we created videos, and you see how it's like zooming in, different poses. I showed you that whole workflow. We did the model setup there. Okay. We did this design here as a template. And then the very first thing we did for that challenge was we created t-shirt designs. We created the Clipart elements. We created some models, just like we do every single challenge. We create all of those elements. And then we go in is, as we do the subsequent weeks after that, we're building on that theme. So then we created some, I'll zoom in a little bit here. We created some custom mascots, right? And then we used a prompt generator, the custom GPT, in order to create those prompts and create those images. And then we did like a repeat text design, really, really easy, very, very simple. You know how in Canva you have to change each line of text one at a time. This is a really simple template. You change the text one time and it does the repeat for you. So it does all the effects for you. All you got to do is a 5-minute template. So every single week we do something in Photoshop. We do some AI artwork. And if that's what you're interested in, having that live component, then that one is, that's our gold membership, is $97 a month. But we literally do 2 live classes for that. So we do AI on Tuesday, Photoshop on Wednesday, and you get the classes before they unlock as replays for our silver membership. Our silver membership is $50 a month. So you unlock you don't get any live classes with the silver membership, but you do unlock 8 courses every month because you get the 4 new ones that we did, but you get them 7 days after we do in the live class. So you get 4 of the new ones, and then you unlock 4 of the OG templates. So as a gold member or a silver member, you're unlocking 8 designs and 8 AI classes every single month. So it is, and all of it's trending. All of this is stuff that is going to help you sell now. So that's why I'm doing the intensive, because you all have created the designs, but you haven't set up your Etsy stores. You don't know how to sell the digital products. Like, you don't know how to package them. And then you don't have a Shopify store or a standalone store to send people to. So these past 2 months, we've done stuff that'll work for school spirit and sports, but we need to get these things up on your page, right? We need to get you all selling these things. And once I show you how to sell one thing, you can duplicate that process. And that way now you can keep up with every single week we're doing different designs. That's every single week you should be uploading these new digital products and these new physical products. So for my Crafts to Quit members, we'll talk about this on Tuesday, but I am starting a license agreement where you all are able to sell the PNGs of the templates. You know, I have never, ever, ever done that before in the 5 years that we've been doing this, but I want you all to be encouraged and to make digital money faster. So on top of showing you all how to make clip art, I'm also going to allow you to do those PNGs and do custom PNGs for people based off the templates. So that should help you all make some digital money as well, because not a lot of people are actually customizing these things, and not a lot of designs look as great as our designs on Etsy. And I can assure you of that. All right. So just showing you kind of what we do every single month. We did some programs here. We did some backdrops, some event design here. This was one of our little elegant designs here that could be wedding. It could be anniversary. We did this one as a family reunion. We created the clip art to create the family clip art that was popular for, I think it was Father's Day. Yeah, we did a whole event here. This is graduation. Oh, we do graduation. We do at least 2 months worth of graduation, at least. Let me take you to that one. This is what we've done. Like I would say this is April. We're just going back to April. We haven't even gone back a whole year yet. These templates, like what I'll do is I'll see something that you all really like. I'll see something that's trending and I'll create a template that makes it really easy for you to go into and not have to design from scratch. And all of the templates for Photoshop are pretty much 5-minute templates, meaning that once you go through the class and you kind of see, okay, that's how it works, you can flip it in 5 minutes, right? And this is creating those mock-ups there. We did the menus. We did this whole setup here, which was graduation party inspired. Like I'm telling y'all, you will not get bored. Every single week, we're getting into something. Events here. I also designed for high-end events and even celebrities. So that one, we did this design, and this was for Boosie's, Lil Boosie or Boosie. His event manager had me design that for them, that backdrop. So then when I designed it, I was like, hey, might as well turn this into a template for the tribe. Why not? And so y'all had a lot of fun with that one. Yeah, we could go on like memorial. I think I just saw a memorial one. And y'all got to get used out of this one. This one that looks like Chanel patches, and it automatically makes it look like a Chanel patch. You got to get into that one. I don't think that one was used enough. The memorial stuff, and this it doesn't have to be memorial, but it was just designed as that. Doing this custom scarf here, we learned how to do that in AI. We learned how to do these custom bows in AI, but then we also learned that we can take this into Photoshop, clean it up, and make a real printable scarf that you can do as a silk scarf. Like I said, there is no limit to what we do inside of this academy. If it's something you can design, I probably have already shown you how to do it. All right. HBCU, that's hot again. This is a year ago. This is almost a year ago. Yeah, this was last September. So these things are still relevant. They're still hot. You're still able to use them. We did the Day Not Like Us. That was one of our little viral designs. So anyhow, that's just wrapped up in this past year. We have over 4 years worth of content. So that is for our Craft to Quit program gets to do the live classes. That's our platinum membership. Our gold memberships gets to do the live Tuesday and Wednesday classes, but they don't automatically get the challenge. They have to purchase the challenge separate. And then the silver membership is you only get replays, and you unlock those replays every single week. So every week you're a part of the academy, you unlock classes. So with that said, let me get y'all that link real quick. Oh, if anybody is, and I don't even think you have to be a member of the academy. I'm going to show y'all something. I don't know if y'all know that there's an affiliate link that you can share. and you can get 50% commission for perpetuity. That means for life, as long as that person's a member, then you get 50% of their monthly fee. Let me show you that there. Then I can also go ahead and share this link with y'all. So anybody, as long as you have an account created, I'm going to go here. You can go to top where your name is and go to affiliate. And if you see this link right here, it says Innate Academy membership. If you copy that link, and I'm going to paste it in the chat here. Anybody that clicks on that link and purchases a membership will get 50% commission. So for instance, this one, the membership is $197 a month. This person's going to get $98.50 every single month because they get 50%. This person signed up. We had a deal for $17 for the first 20 people, but that's gone now. It's now to regular price of $37. But whatever that person purchased at, you would get that 50% as long as they stay a member. So for some of you who are looking for different ways to make some income, if that's something that you're interested in, then that's a way to make that money as an affiliate. And that's just my appreciation for you all bringing folks into the academy, making it more accessible for me to help more people. So basically, they're more your customer than they are mine because I don't even get 50% because I got to pay all the fees and everything else and the web hosting. So you get 50% off the top. All right. So I think, did I put it in chat? All right, so that's where you can go if you want to sign up for a membership. And then what I'll do is I'll show you what that looks like. It'll just say join now, and it'll have these options here. So I just explained these options to y'all. The AI Club is just for AI every single week. It's $37 a month. Then my one that I would recommend for everybody is to do the gold membership. It's really the best option if you are, especially if you're new, because it'll give you the AI plus the Photoshop live hands-on. And then the Craft to Quit option, this one is $197 a month. The registration is open for that. That's where you get everything, including the monthly live challenges. And also we get coaching on Tuesday, where I do additional coaching that's more related to business. How to turn your creative gift into a business. We might talk about marketing. We might use ChatGPT to write some emails. We may create a strategy in that class. That one is all about scaling and growing your business from just being a hobby into an actual money-making business. So those are the options there. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Graphic Cage says, are any affiliates here? And the link that I dropped is actually to, because I want to get my niece and nephew. If you saw that, that there was an affiliate there, my niece and nephew, they started doing Photoshop with me at 6 and 8 years old. So they've been actually in almost every single Photoshop class and every AI class. So this is their little commission. I'm starting them off. I just started the commission program back. It's been off for probably almost 3 years because it was malfunctioning, and I think they got it right now. So I wanted to introduce that program back. So yeah, if you click on that link, it will help my 12-year-old and 14-year-old niece and nephew. They're 12 and 14 now, so they got some experience in them, and they actually help inside the academy. Oh, really? Well, Graphic Cage, we definitely have. You probably been way back when I was barefoot in the kitchen, or maybe you know me from when I had a shop back in Mariana, and I was doing this full time as a physical business. So now I do it primarily digital, and then I help others create their businesses, whether it's digital or physical. All right, so that was that. Oh, I did want to show you all. Oh, don't forget, for those that want to sign up, you have until 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Let me go through this real quick, y'all. I want to show y'all the video, and I will show you the video before I leave tonight. For this, for those who are ready to start their Etsy store and also do a full 30 days with me, what we're doing is an intensive. It is a minimum of 3 hours per week with me. It's 3 to 4. That's the maximum is 4. It ain't like we're going to spend all day together every day. We have 3 to 4 hours that we're going to intently and intensely work for the next 4 weeks. So here I'm just going to explain to you why I developed this, because I saw all of this talent. I saw you all designing so beautifully. I see y'all working hard every single week to create designs, but they're not being posted. There's no way. Matter of fact, let me ask y'all this. How many of you all have a store that I can click on right now? Drop your link to your store in the chat, if it'll let you. All right. Let me know if you have a link. Like, if I want to buy something from your store right now, I want to buy something from you right now. What is your link to your website? So I don't see any popping up just yet. I know somebody's got a store here. But my point, when I go to your website, am I going to be able to readily buy your sports work that you've been working on for the past? We've done it for the past 60 days now. We did back to school and then we did sports. If it is not on your website, now I know Van Teresa. Let me see my girl Van Teresa. I bet she got it up on her page. Let me see, LDD Creations. I already know. So this is one of my OG triple OGs. Come on now with the Shopify. She's got her product. Look, she ain't playing. She is not playing. Come on, Van Teresa. I see you, baby. Look at you. All right. Now, did you upload your sports stuff? I know you know how to do it. So my whole point on this is to get folks set up with the Etsy store and a Shopify store within 30 days. Right? So if this, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, and you let me know if this is helpful to you. If you feel like this is a good fit for you, this ain't for everybody. It's not. This is for those who want to work intensively for the next 30 days to get on track, okay, with what you've already done for sports. And then what I have is I have a bonus. I'll talk about the bonus at the end, okay? All right, so for most of us, the truth is you don't have a sales problem. You have a speed problem, right? That action. So you have all these designs. You don't have them posted on a website. You don't have them where somebody can click and buy. They got to inbox you. They got to talk to you all day and night about it. And then when they ghost you, it's like, oh, well, I spent all this time and energy. But if you had a website, they could have browsed the website. And if they were going to ghost the website, they didn't have to even waste a bit of your time. So my whole point is you're creative, you got the skills, and you have products ready to go, but your shop is not live, right? You might be paying the Etsy setup stuff. You might be paying for Shopify every month, but your stores are not live. Your listings are not published, and therefore you don't have sales flowing in through those channels. So if you got idle Etsy shops just sitting there, if you done missed the seasons, let me tell you the seasons you may have missed. If you missed graduation season, if you missed the back to school season, if you're missing football season right now because you don't have that, or the sports season right now, then you're missing those major marks for custom graphic design and printing. This is the meat and potatoes of what most of our industry is going to be willing to pay that larger custom fee for, right? So I want to make sure that y'all on track for that. And also your competitors are ahead. Every week that you're waiting, and every week that you're not putting those products on a store and sending people to that store, then you're behind on the seasons, you're behind on the sales, and quite frankly, you're playing a game where this is a hobby and not necessarily using getting the best use of your gifts, of your God-given talents, right? So I want to offer something for a handful of people. I'm going to help you use AI to create, optimize, and publish your products 10 times faster than doing it alone. So not only will you have me, you're also going to have AI on your side, because I'm going to be showing you all of my workflows, like how I use AI I do this every single week, y'all. I teach every week. I make Shopify listings every week. I do some content every week. I don't do content like I should. That's my weak point. So I'll admit my weak point is like recording videos and that sort of thing. But I do put out content every single week, y'all. And I'll show you how I use AI in order to do that. I put out designs every single week. I'll show you how I use AI to do that. And then, so for me, what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a solution where you're not just creating more designs every single week, because that's what y'all do with me in Photoshop class. We create designs every single week. We create AI artwork every single week. What I need to show you the systems and how to use AI on the system side to get the work done. So by the end of these 4 weeks, you're going to have an Etsy shop with your products published. You're going to have bundles and upsells. So you can do something called increase your order value. So right now, every time somebody orders from you, they're ordering like a $25 shirt and that's it. What you want to do, like we were talking about tonight for the party packages, is creating these bundles. So out the gate, they're spending 3 to 5 times more than they would if they were just buying a single product. All right. And then we're going to talk about, we're going to implement, because the whole point is this is all implementation. This is no talking and watching me and eating popcorn. We are in implementation sessions. And then finally, after we do the lead system, which is I'm going to show y'all how to set up. You don't have to have mini chat. I'm going to show you how to set this up just in your regular Meta, which is your Facebook and Instagram, how to set up the autoresponders so that when people text you a certain word, those auto responses go through. But we're also going to be creating the graphics where people will want to comment those words. OK, and then finally, we're going to launch a Shopify store. And then I'm going to show you how to use AI to do your search engine optimization, your listings. And then also we're going to encourage you to do bulk order packages on your Shopify as well. And this is without doing additional apps or anything like that. I'll show you all some apps that you can use. But the whole point is just to get it done in 30 days. Like no more nitpicking about and needing to be perfect. So I'll be showing you how for week number 1 with our Etsy week, we'll be using Everbee and ChatGPT. I have some custom GPTs that we'll be using. I have some methods that I'll be showing you to just make it so much easier. It will not break your brain anymore to just list every single week. I create listings every single week. I create new designs every single week. So if you follow the system, it's going to help you get on that path a lot faster than if you were doing this without me. All right. So I just explained to you what we're doing. These are the weeks that we're doing it. I can't accept anybody that's not ready to go now. My whole point is I want to create this intensive so that you all get the real world help that you need in the moment, get the job done, get the listings up, and start getting sales. That's my whole point. All right. So I have some bonuses for those who sign up tonight. If you sign up tonight, of course, you're going to get the 4 weeks of the coaching with me. We're going to do Thursday at 8 p.m. I'm going to do the live setup. And guess what? I'm doing this myself. I am showing you if I had to build all over from scratch, from ground zero, I'm going to be building a store for Etsy. I'm going to be building a store for Shopify. And I'll be giving everything that I use to make my store. I'm going to be giving you so that you can do the same thing. All right. Now, on top of that, I want to make sure that that you get a chance to watch me make the things that I make. So normally I charge extra for what I call boot camps, like if you want to do the AI video boot camp, but all of the things that I'm going to create, I'm going to allow you to see the back end of that. So if I make a custom GPT, I'll let you see the back end of that. If I'm making a video with the AI components, I'm going to let you see that. So I'm going to pull back the curtains and let you see why these templates are 5-minute templates for y'all, but they might be 5-hour templates for me. I will show you that process just so that you understand what you're saving. Now, that's just like a bonus. It's not required in your time at all. I'm just letting you know that I'm willing to show you that so that you understand what it takes to do some of that stuff. But for the next part, we're going to do some custom templates and the sports mock-ups. Of course, we have what we do in class. But like I said, I'll give you my editable assets, any banners that I use, any Canva files that I use, any motion graphics, any videos that I make. You'll basically get those as bonuses as well. And then for the Etsy SEO and Shopify optimization, that workflow alone, people have paid $1,500. I actually have a client that pays $10,000 to regularly have somebody go in and look at his page, do the search engine optimization. And when that is not done, it costs money, right? Because if you don't have that set up right, then you're losing business. All right. So we're going to be showing you how to do that from the jump. So you don't have to build a site and then try to get your search optimization together. You're going to be out the gate ready for search engine optimization. And then we'll have a private community where we interact for that month. Like I said, it's going to be intense. So anybody that decides to do this, please be ready to work, because I only want to see success. And I'm willing to stay, and I'm willing to help you create success as long as you're willing to commit to what it is that we're doing for those 30 days. So for those of you who may be interested in this, this is an opportunity to work with me pretty much one-on-one. I'll tell you that the last website that I designed, I charged $10,000 for it, and I didn't show them any of what I did. So this tonight is an opportunity to get it for $14.97. And I show you everything that I do to build a page. I show you everything that I do to optimize this process. And we do it in 30 days. That's it. All right. So I also have this opportunity, and this is just for tonight. And actually it's less than an hour because I say 11 p.m. If you do this intensive with me and you purchase it tonight, then I'm doing another intensive after we finish the kids party. After we finish the kids party segment, I'm going to do a kids party playbook, right? So if you want to run the play with me on that one, then you're going to get that one included if you join tonight. All right. So also, I'll unlock all 230 Photoshop templates and all of the 91 AI classes. So all of that value is, if you really added all of that up, it's $22,325. But I'm not going to charge you that. If you're ready to run the play, if you're ready to actually get the action done, then we're doing it for $14.97. So how it works is I give you instructions on Thursday. On Saturday, I have an open office hours. You have to have done your work between Thursday and the Saturday. We said Sunday. You all asked for Sunday instead of Saturday, which gives you Saturday to work. So on Sunday, we'll meet. And then on that Sunday, you can say, hey, Shannon, can you look at my back end of my page here? Something ain't working right. So you share your screen and I can go in and I can see what your settings are. I can suggest changes. If you just want to show me what's going on with your site, I can do an audit. I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, I see this. I saw you had a pop-up, but what I don't see is I don't see that you have any type of testimonials on here. We need to get you some 5-star reviews, right? So if we get you some 5-star reviews, it builds your credibility. That's also something that helps you make sales. So I can very well look at that, help you out, and in real time, not just give you suggestions, but help you work the details out. Okay. You tried by yourself and you just gave up. Listen, I get it. And so that's the reason why I'm doing this. This is not the best use of my time, to be honest with you. I make much more money just being quiet and being in my moo-moo with no camera on and working from home digitally, creating digital products. However, I know that we are going to be approaching this holiday season before you know it. So not only do I want to get sports and the kids party really onto your sites, the objective is once you learn how to do it with sports, it's the same for kids party. It's the same with Christmas. It's the same with Black History Month. It's just a process. So what you're really paying for is the implementation. Somebody who's sitting there, not just accountability, because accountability is somebody that's just going to remind you, right? Hey, did you do you? No, this is implementation. This is a live workshop. You get the work done with me, and you have the opportunity that I very rarely give, because it does take up a lot of time and energy, but I want to see the success. All right, so for those who are interested in that process, please go ahead and take advantage of tonight, because after tonight, it goes, that $500 discount disappears. Anybody that needs to do a payment plan, this is where you have to go for the payment plan one on the one-on-one page. You can, and it tells you here, you can start today if you just put down a deposit of 180, or not a deposit, it's a payment. So it'll be on a payment plan. You can use the shop payment plan, and it can be as low as $180 today, and then you can make payments with that. But it's going to be on the full $19.97. It's not going to be on the $14.97, because people that pay in full are getting this upfront. Make a decision now. You're getting a discount, basically a cash discount, because you're paying upfront. Anybody that needs to make the payments, then that one is the full $19.97. Either way, if you don't purchase tonight, it goes up to $19.97 after 11 p.m. And at that point, it will be open until Wednesday, and then I'm closing it on Wednesday. Well, no, not Wednesday, Tuesday, because I have to close it on Tuesday, because I have to know who's in the program by Tuesday in order to get everybody ready for our first session on Thursday. So it's now. It's now. I ain't gonna say never. It's not now or never. It's now or not right now. And not right now. Like I was when I was creating this verbiage, I was like, well, let me ask y'all a question. And great site, by the way, Van Treese. I know you've been doing your thing. I'm proud of you. So if I made this program, because initially this program was going to be a 6-month program. If I made it 6 months for you to get to the point of getting your website up and everything, would it make you feel better that it was $1,500 for 6 months? Or would you rather us work intensely, get the work done with speed, so that you could be earning money faster if we get the work done faster? That's how I work now. Like the way that the wealthy work too, they work on time, like time savings. They work on like how fast can I get this done with quality, and how can I pay for that reduction in the time that it's going to waste for me. So I'm not wasting no time. We're going to get this done in 30 days. So it ain't going to make you feel better to drag this out for 6 months. So the time is now, like right now. Let's get it done. I know y'all probably would think, well, maybe 2 weeks in the future. No, we're going to start next week on our Etsy store. We're going to launch an Etsy store week 1. And then by week 4, you're going to launch or update your Shopify store. Even if you've already got something started, if you want help with this, this is how you're going to get my attention and my help to make sure that you push through this. All right. So this is what I have to offer y'all for some extra help. Y'all said y'all needed some extra help, and I was listening to y'all. So I have that available. And then, of course, I want to make sure that if you all are here with me tonight and you see the value in what we're creating every single week, you see the value in what we're doing in AI for our artwork, what we're doing in Photoshop. I think that if you're looking to build a skill, this is an undeniable skill to build. I will tell y'all that the reason why, do y'all know the reason why I got an engineering scholarship? I got an engineering fellowship, which is actually to the PhD program, but I got offered an engineering scholarship and research assistantship because of Photoshop. I kid you not. I was in a fashion design program at FSU, Florida State University. Then I ended up going into textiles because it was more technical. And then what I would do is I would develop these textile designs. I would design in 3D. Nobody was designing in 3D back then in my little program. It's just, I've always been interested in technology and form meeting function. So I like the idea of something being beautiful, but something also being innovative and solving a problem. So I've always been that. My dad raised me to be that way since I was a little one. So me having those Photoshop skills, I became the editor of my newspaper in 10th grade, when normally that's a senior position, because I knew Photoshop. So I was able to lay out the pages and do the paste ups and all of those things. That took me into journalism into my junior college. And I even won awards in that because of Photoshop. The Photoshop allowed me to do these really unique presentations. I remember one group at Florida A&M University, when I was in the engineering school there, they hired me to do their PowerPoint slides. They were like, Shannon, you design so well. Can you do our slides? I did some fire PowerPoint designs for them. They won the $50,000 innovation competition. And they said, they quoted that that they think it was because of the slides, the presentation, because it was so different than what anybody had seen. And it really wowed and it really showed off their product, because they had an innovative product. It was a baby bottle warmer that had an MP3 player built in. And that was circa 2007, like before we even thought about Bluetooth and tumblers and that sort of thing. So anyhow, I've been doing this. Photoshop has opened doors for me with Lockheed Martin. And that's an engineering company, right? I never thought that my design skills, I got hired in there as an engineering intern, and they're like, wait a minute, you can do all this. I created interactive PowerPoints that basically were interactive workbooks. So when you click on the wrong answer, it'll take you to a different page. If you click on the right answer, it'll advance you, and basically creating these systems of design. So I've been doing this a long time for a lot of different reasons and a lot of different ways. But what it all boils down to is having a skill set that you have mastered. And I want you all to master this. So that's why I call it AI mastery, Photoshop mastery. I want ecom mastery. I want you to master something, because once you master it, not only do you make money, but the next step is to teach it. And if you're ready to teach it, that's a whole nother level of income. Okay. So I'll tell y'all right now, the way that I make my income is primarily through digital sales and teaching. That's my primary. I do some physical work every now and then, but it's usually if I'm really excited about a project, or it's a higher end corporate client where I'm doing their fulfillment for them. That's it. So I want to show you how to do that at every level, but you start with your skill level. Getting your skills up, getting confident with that. Once you master that, then we can talk about the next level, which is actually teaching that. But in the meantime, you could be doing digital at the same time that you're doing physical. I waited until I started teaching to do digital. Y'all can do digital right now. All right. So we're talking about that, and we're encouraging that, especially in our Craft to Quit program. We're doing a license deal where it allows you to now sell those PNGs on Etsy. We're going to be starting that off inside of this intensive, so that you all will be the first ones where I actually actively help you to do that. And then once we get that going and you all get a head start, it'll be a good example for everyone else in the Craft to Quit program. All right. So that's it. We have been on here for some time. I did want to show y'all one more thing, though. I don't even think we got into Thursday's work yet. We didn't even get into Thursday's job yet. Okay, so let me do that real quick. So day 4, we did mock-ups. And let me show you here where we started. I even did some annotation and stuff. All right, so I'll just give you a brief idea where we started. So this was one of the mock-ups that we did inside of Midjourney. It gave us this. It was not quite the right size and scale. So what I did, generative fill. So I'll show you that real quick. I'm going to duplicate this. duplicate that layer so I'm not messing with my original. I'm going to go ahead and select around it. And I'm going to say to remove that. So it's using AI right now to remove it. And let it think a little bit there. All right, so boom, that removed it. Then I brought in my image, and I'll show you how I brought that in from my mock-up. This one came from the Automizer, but you could just have a mock-up. It doesn't have to be the Automizer. And then I just scaled it. Kind of rotated it a little bit. And then we just did this feature where I did harmonize. And what harmonize does is it looks at like the shadows and the colors around stuff, and it looks to improve your image and make it look more like it's in that space by incorporating the shadows, the highlights, the different colors and everything. So while that's working, that's using AI right now. And this is only available in beta right now. It is not available in the regular Photoshop just yet. I'm sure it'll be there soon. Okay. And did you see how the shadows changed there? The colors, the lighting changed there. All right, so I'll turn it off, turn it back on. And you'll see how this looks more like it's into the picture right now. Now that's one way. And I promised y'all, I showed y'all that yesterday in the challenge. So that was what I showed you Thursday in the challenge. And we actually created all these backgrounds here. So let me show you those. Just to recall, refresh your memory. That looks so darn good. Okay, I may have to play with that and do that one as a bonus file. Okay. Jeez Louise. Let me go on all the way up to the top. And I just want to show you how we created those mock-ups. If you notice on my little web page, those were my little icons and stuff. I made my own icons. I didn't know if y'all noticed that. I made my own little image there. Thought it was fun. Anyhow, y'all, like I said, it's a million and one ways to make this money. And you don't have to be the best designer. I'm showing y'all how to basically let the design help you make money. This AI is your best friend. All right, so these are some mock-ups that were generated with some prompts that we got out of the photo shoot generator. And let me see, did I give y'all that custom GPT? I think I did. All right, so I already gave y'all that one. Let me go back. There we go. All right, and you'll see that I was having a time get this bag to be sideways, y'all. So Midjourney was trying me on that, but it did do a great job of creating some realistic looking images. Midjourney just does it for me as far as the quality of image. Like, look at how that looks like a real editorial photo shoot. Like that as your banner on your website is going to look so much better than just some floating PNGs of mockups. Because I do the floating PNGs of mockups, okay? I do them too. But when I want to tell a story, when I want to sell elegance, when I want to sell an upscale type of design, I'm gonna go with the wow factor all day. Okay. And I've designed entire websites for people, entire brands, like they didn't even have a brand yet. I designed their entire website just like this. So that's another thing you can do. Once you learn how to do the AI design and the digital graphics, now you can design web banners. You don't have to even design the websites. You can design the web banners and the assets for them, for their funnels, for their Shopify stores. Once you master a skill for yourself, you can also do that for other people as a consultant. All right. All right. So I am going to show you one more thing before I leave out. So here, I'll bring it over on this side. And let me make this Why can't this? This is not necessary. Can this? Okay, I was gonna say, can that close and get out of my face? All right, so let me show you here. Oh, remember I was doing, this is why I had to do my own face swap, because when I was doing face swapping, it kept changing my girl's face up. And I was able to bring it into Photoshop and do it a little bit better than AI could. But that's very rare. Usually I'm good with the face swap on AI. All right, so check this prompt right here out. This one was, I said the decorated food bag replaces the blank white food bag. So I'm going to copy this and show you how I would do that. So for this one, I believe Seadream didn't work for me on that one, but I'll show you where Seadream did work. So this one worked best with, I'm going to delete that prompt there. I'm going to switch it to Nano Banana. Nano Banana is a better image editor. And I believe Seadream is better, is a better original image creator and video. So Dream is the one that creates the images, and Dance, so Dance is the one that actually animates. So I'll show y'all that in a little bit. So Nano Banana, we're doing image right now. So I'm on the left-hand side on image, and I'll paste that. And I had to have a reference here. So what I did was I took my image that had the blank packaging there. And then as a second image, where did I put that one in the second spot? Let's see, here we go. So I just said the decorated food bag replaces the blank white food bag. All right, so I'm going to hit create. And I'm going to let that cook. And while that's cooking, I'm going to show you kind of some of the things that I didn't like. Oh, I don't think it saved it. This one changed my colors too much, but it did put the product in the image. I was impressed with that. And then this one, I gave it a prompt and I said the decorated food bag replaces the blank white food bag. So I did do that. Then I said maintain the elements, meaning I don't want you to change my owl. I don't want you to change my text, none of that. Make the bag float and have magical motion and glitter around it like it's under a witch's spell, right? And look what it did for me. This thing was sitting on the table, remember? It was sitting on the table. It lifted it up, it made it float and gave it these sparklies, okay? Now, I was able to do that with the Seadream, okay? So Seadream creates a static image. So this is not a video, it's just a static image. Then what I was able to do was put this one in. And this one, I didn't put a prompt at all. I just wanted to see what it would do. This one, I put a prompt in. I said, make it look like wizardry is making the bag float, add sparkles and light motion effects. Isn't that cool, y'all? Do you know, like, and it looks real. It looks like it's really floating. It don't look like a little Canva graphic doing a little wobble, wobble, shake it, right? Y'all know in Canva, we can make things move a little bit, but it ain't doing that. Canva's not doing that. This is advertising level graphics. This is advertising level video. Are y'all ready to learn this? Not tonight. I just want to demo it. I'm tired. I know y'all tired of just listening to me. Y'all been staying on with me though, so I'm proud of you. Are y'all ready to learn this? So this is a banner floating across your website. So this is what your Instagram feed looks like. Oh my gosh, I can see it now. That way you're not afraid to charge what you charge because your stuff is looking like Nabisco made it. Don't this look like a Nabisco ad? Like I know it's Chips Ahoy up in there, but this looks like you have brought the high level marketing aspect to it. All right. So, and this is a very, very simple one. We're going to get into this thing, but I just want to let you know where I'm going to take you next. I always have a vision for us. I always have innovation in mind for us. I always have this view of us moving to a beat of our own drum, but with purpose, not just being odd and off just to be doing something. It has strategy built in, it has purpose built in, it has a profit in mind built in, because once you're able to do these for yourself, then you can charge $400 to do a video ad. And using AI to do this, yes, you have to pay for the tools to do it, and you have to practice it. You have to get good at it. But once you master that skill and create this stuff for yourself, there's no reason why you shouldn't be making money on doing things like this. No reason. All right, so I just wanted to show y'all that tonight. I did also, this one was with the Sea Dream. I didn't like it as much because it looked a little too cartoony, but what I loved about it was I loved how it put like the woods in there. And that's where I got the idea to put the woods in it for this one. Because I'm like, them woods look kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. So now this would be the same premise. I would bring this into that program. I would use Nano Banana for this case. And let me show y'all how y'all can use Nano Banana for free. Just one more. Can I show y'all one more thing before I leave? One more thing before I leave. Let me show you. Let's do. What is it called? Gemini. Let me do Gemini. Because there's a few different ways that you can get to Nano Banana. I'm going to show you the way that works most of the time for me, because some of the ways don't always work, and it's because it's free use. So they're kind of throttling who gets to use it and how. All right. Now remind me what I was just getting ready to show y'all. I forgot that quick. Maybe I was going to do the swap. All right. So here's what we can do. Let me go back here. Close out of that. Nope, don't save no changes. And I'm going to close out of this. If I want to get a quick mock-up, then I can use a little Automizer here. I'm going to look for my tumbler that's in here. It is in drinkware. I'm going to grab the skinny tumbler here. And then what I'm going to do, turn that off for a moment. And I'm going to see if it can put my designed image into the prompt, because normally I have to put a blank one in there and then I have to come mock it up in Photoshop. I'm tired of doing that. So I want to see if it can do this for me. So I'm going to keep with our theme here. And let's go to the Wicked Elements. All right, and what I need is pretty much foreground and background. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this as a quick. I do not recommend doing this inside your Automizer, but I do it from time to time just so that I can get the little mock-up that I want to get real quick. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put our foreground. And then I'm going to turn down this brightness just a little bit. Or do I want it? I kind of want it to look like it's shiny. I'm going to leave it alone. Let me leave that alone. That's not what I came to do here. All right. So if I want to mask this out, usually I do it in the group. So I maintain that. And then I'm just going to do real quick. Mask this so I only get that center one, because I don't want to be confused. And then I'm going to take that and put it on the whole tumbler. All right, so that's what my tumbler would look like if I could only see that much of it. So I'm just going to come here Tumbler 20 ounce and quick export as PNG. And I'm going to see what it does. So this would be my day 4, technically, mock-ups. And now I'm going to have a tumbler. So I did the chip bag. Now I want to do the tumbler. All right. And with that, I'm going to go back to my little day 4. All right, so this is how you can do this at home. Let me download, because I didn't download this and I didn't upscale it. So I'm going to upscale that. And let's see if that's even the one that I want. Ooh, that one looks even better. I think I like that one better. All right, so I'm just going to download it right now. But do you see how that, like, it's like, you know how much you would have to pay, like thousands of dollars to do this type of photography? Thousands of dollars. But Midjourney be doing it though. I love me some Midjourney. We go together too. So me and Midjourney and ChatGPT and Kling, and I got so many tools now that I want to teach y'all. Like we started our journey just on Midjourney. That was really the only stable type of AI that was out. We started doing AI 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And we've been doing it every single week since then. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on Nano Banana, plus sign, upload my files. And let's grab from day 4. I want to grab this and this. They're both squares. So basically the image that goes in last is the aspect ratio that it goes by. We'll talk about all that stuff later. So it's going to add those two, and I'm going to say, so place the decorated tumbler instead of the blank white tumbler. And I don't know why this is taking so long right now. This internet must be getting a little crazy. And I don't think my graphics were that large. They're not. And this is why I did go ahead and decide to do a subscription. I'm testing out OpenArt. If I like it, I will recommend it to you all, but I can't recommend it just yet. I'll let y'all know. But if it's something that you invest in, then just know that I am using it basically to do the paid version of this Nano Banana, but it also has other models too. So it has Flux, so many different models. But right now, the 2 main ones are the Nano Banana and the Sea Dream for creating images. Imagen 4 is Google. So that's how Google creates images, but Google edits images with Nano Banana. All right, so let me go back and see. You ready for me yet, sir? Thank you. So I just created a very simple prompt. Hopefully it understands what I need from there and I don't have to get super complicated with it. It is a natural language model. So basically you could just talk to it and tell it, just naturally. You don't have to be a prompt engineer to make this work. Okay. Now, what I don't like that it did, I don't like that it placed the graphic on the tumbler. What I wanted to do, and in order to make that happen, I saw that it was having trouble doing it here. I think one of my workarounds there too was to remove the tumbler. And let me show you what that looks like. So I would take it here and just select around it. And then you can use AI to remove that object. See if it creates. I don't use generative fill if I'm just removing, because sometimes you can get away. See how I got away with doing that, and I didn't have to use my generative credits. So that was just the remove, and then I can merge it down. And now I'm going to do a little save as, because I need to save it as a separate file. What did I do? I don't know what I just did, y'all. I thought I shut my whole computer down. All right, so I'm saving that one. And then if it has a blank background, it might more naturally put that in. But since I already did it, one thing I noticed, once you start working in something, here it kind of has a memory. Even if I do a new chat and I'll put place the decorated tumbler on the stump as a high-end photo shoot. Then I'll go back to my Nano Banana, and then I should just be able to drag and drop these images. There's one, and then two. All right, so that's one way that I was working around. Like, this is why I want to do weekly classes, because every week we work on a skill, we find some problems, we troubleshoot those problems. And if you're here from the very beginning, or if you purchase the bundle, you have so many skills under your belt right now. Look at that. I would not have imagined for it to be able to be this easy to place things like that. Not at all. And then I could download this, and then I can go animate it. Tell it, hey, I want you to make the cut, folks. I don't know. Let me see. Do y'all want to see that? Let me see if I can just do it real quick. I know I'll be signing myself up for so much, y'all. I know. All right, so I'm going to go grab this prompt right here, the same prompt. And then what I can do is now I can use that as a reference. I'm not going to drop it in just yet. Let me pull this image in. And then this was the one where I got it to work better. I just think you're using the free credits over on the Gemini side, so it does kind of, not do as well as it could. And then let me see what the prompt was. And instead of making the bag float, I'm going to put making the tumbler float. Now I'm doing this with Nano Banana, but I think that one came from the Sea Dream. So I'll do the same prompt and with that image for both. See which one does it better. So once I press go, it's generating, and then I can go ahead. That's why I do like this one, because once it's going, I can go ahead and switch. I don't have to do like ChatGPT and sit there and wait. So now I'm going to try it in Sea Dream. Same exact prompt, same exact image. I'm going to hit create there. And then let's see, any of them ready yet? It's still rolling. I'm going to let it do what it do. I'm not sharing the screen. What? Hold on. Oh, y'all just looking at my big old head the whole time? My bad, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Share screen. That was AI, y'all. That was AI messing up. That wasn't your girl. That wasn't me. I don't even mess up like that. They don't call it human error for nothing. I think what happened when my computer screen shut down, it did that. My apologies, y'all. Well, I see y'all were attentive. Okay, so you can see my screen now. Ooh, look at that. And that's just an image, y'all. Look at that. All right, I want to animate that one. All right, let's download it. I wasn't even supposed to be showing y'all this tonight. I apologize for getting y'all all excited on a Friday night. You're supposed to be having dinner and movie night and cuddled up with your kiddos and your significant others, and I got y'all up here doing work voluntarily. And let's make sure y'all can see my screen now, right? All right, so I had to download the static images. So y'all heard my directions. But basically what I did was ooh, that one looks cool too. I don't know if it's going to be able to see that, but that's cool. All right, so I have a few options here. All right, so the first thing that I did was I uploaded it, well, here. I uploaded as a reference image, and then I said, make it look like the wizardry is making the tumbler float. Add sparkles. I could have spelled sparkles, right? But it knew what I was talking about. Sparkles and light motion effects. All right, so now I did that with Sea Dream. Second, after I did it with the Nano Banana. No, I did Sea Dream first, then Nano Banana. So I think they both did really well. And I'll just do another model for kicks. I'll try Flux and see what Flux does. Flux is also a really powerful image generator. All right, so while it's doing that, I'm going to now switch into video mode. Video mode. Now for video mode, I'm going to copy this prompt. Make it look like wizardry is making the bag float. Add sparkles and light and motion effects. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to drag and drop my new image in here. Let's view extra large so I can see what I'm working with. This was the one I liked at first, but I also really like that one. This one's more subtle. Let me bring the more subtle one in first. So I dropped it in as a start frame. If you have an end frame, we did that in class 2 AI classes ago. We did a start and an end frame, and that's how I was able to do that girl in motion where she looks like she's modeling in a photo shoot. That's how we did that. All right, so I'm going to do light in 5 seconds right now just to see what it gives me. And then I'll also show you what pro looks like with 10 seconds. Usually if I really know that I'm going to use something, I'll do a 10-second video because I could trim it off the beginning and end, because sometimes AI is a little unpredictable. But do y'all see this? Oh, that looks so good. And it started from the thing being on the table like that. Now, what happens is I animated it. I created the image where it looks like it's floating. I also did a start and end frame. So for instance, this one is a start and end frame, meaning that I told it to start on the table. And then I said, hey, I want you to end up in the air floating, and I want you to show me what would happen in between. So that's a really cool effect too, using a start frame and an end frame so that you can help, so the AI can help you figure out what's in between those steps. All right. So that's another way that you can basically create scenes and tell stories. You can tell it, hey, this is where it starts, this is where it ends, and you can keep doing that to build on that story. And while that's cooking, oh, I have one ready. Ooh, now it didn't understand that was a straw, and it made it kind of like a loop. I don't know if I like that. I don't think I do. I mean, it's interesting, but it wouldn't, like, I don't want to just put up anything at all. Let me show you all. What did we do? Was it 90? Have Canva open. Well, that's making it. Let's look up 90. Yeah. And y'all splice this video together. There's one that I did in Canva, and there's one that I did in CapCut. But this is just Canva video editing. Just transitioning, but the image, we took still images. We made different versions of her in different modeling positions from Nano Banana, different static poses. Then we did start and end frame and made her model in between those poses. And what we have is a photo shoot video. So that's what we did in the AI class previous to this week. So every single week, y'all, we are not just learning, we are doing. Let me see how this one turned out. Oh, that one actually like stopped and bumped down there. That was cool. It actually used like real physics. That's neat. All right, so that was Sea Dance. I'm gonna do Cling. Oops. I'll do Cling as well. Same prompt, see what Cling does. VO3 is Google's video creator. I'll do a VO3 one, and I'll do one. All right, so I'll just let those cook. All right, and while those are cooking, we are wrapping it up, just letting y'all know. I knew today was going to be long because we had our challenge week, which means I was reviewing basically almost 10 hours that we put in this week. So hopefully something here was interesting to you. Something here was beneficial to you. Can you let me know something that you learned today? Something that maybe you didn't know before, something that you got out of this experience. Let me know if it was something that was helpful to you. Put it in the chat right now. And then also, I would like to know, what do you want to learn next? What has been paining you? What's been aggravating you? What has piqued your curiosity and you don't know how to do, but you want to do next? Go ahead and drop that in the chat too. All right, and while this is loading up, I will be looking at your suggestions. Ooh, I got one that's ready. Whoa, that got sound effects. Too cool. Now, I don't like the fact that it's turning and it doesn't know what's on the other side of that. So it's kind of guessing. But even if I was just to stop it and make it go slow motion before it turns all the way around, that would be a good one. And this was VO3. So VO3 does add sound. Kling also has the ability to add sound. But I do see, I'm looking at which ones develop faster. VO3 probably did the fastest so far. You just learned about open art? Yeah, so far I'm liking that it has a lot of the different models in it. So I will let y'all know there's another one I'm going to try out, and that one is Higgsfield, and I like Higgsfield because it can make images look like it came off of like an iPhone. So Midjourney makes images look like it's this cinematic, like high level, high paid photographer making your stuff. But Higgsfield really gives that in-depth, like look like it comes from your phone. So when you're wanting to make videos and images that look like an actual user, like basically how you see the AI models who are presenting a product and that sort of thing. I'm going to get more into that with you all too. I believe that that model does produce some really good images for that. Okay, and this one just kind of lifting it up. And I'm almost glad that it's not turned around. That bottom got a little sloppy to me. That one's turning. I think we saw that one. Now that's cool. Yeah. I like that. And I like the fact that it didn't turn so it doesn't know what's on the other side. Okay. And then that's the one where it kind of crashed down. I could believe that one too. All right. So we put in some work tonight. This one, it has different plans. And the more videos you run, the faster you use up your credits too. Just to let y'all know, images don't take that much, but them videos be costing. So yeah. Oh, just Photoshop in general. So this is what I want y'all to do. Did anybody purchase the challenge replay? Anybody purchase the challenge replay? Because basically you get everything, all the in-depth parts of what we did. I did a recap today, but you'll get a chance to see from that what it looks like inside of the program for the Photoshop. as well as how we use AI and everything else. But I want to invite anybody that's in Craft to Quit. I want to invite you all, or how about this? Anybody that has a membership. If you have a membership, I am going to invite you to the class tomorrow. And let me show you what that looks like. It's a live boot camp tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Who can make it? Put 11 in the chat because I need to get y'all to bed if y'all going to be up in the morning. Put 11 in the chat if you can make it to this class. It's for beginners. It's straight up for beginners. It's all you have to do is have Photoshop downloaded. That's it. I promise you, you're going to build a template from scratch. Where are we? Right here. You're going to build an entire design from scratch. All right. So put 11 in the chat. If I pay for your class, for you to get into this class, all you have to do is agree, or what I'm saying right now, I want to get these stars up. So you would have to agree to give a good review if I pay for your class tonight. Okay? Do y'all agree? All right, let me do something real quick then. And because y'all are live with me, hold on. Give me 1 second here. Products. You're not even going to need a coupon code. I'm going to do something very special for y'all because y'all are live with me and it's late at night. So I know y'all are dedicated. I'm going to do something for you. Give me a second. So I'm saying y'all catch me live. Y'all catch some deals. All right, let me see if I refresh it. I'm going to give y'all 15 minutes to register for this class for free $99. I'm going to refresh and make sure it's going to, did I save it? Yeah, I saved it. Let me refresh. Y'all let me know if it shows 0 on y'all end because I could have some cookies that's still showing the old price. Okay, there it goes. It's $0. It is 11 o'clock. Y'all have until 11:15 to get registered for this class. And as long as you register for the class, we will see you 11 o'clock in the morning. All you have to do, and I'll send you an email that'll say it's like 3 little easy steps. I think they might even be in here. I need to put the little easy steps in there. All you have to do is download Photoshop, download Zoom on your computer. So then that way we share screens. And I do ask for you all to have a split screen, meaning that either you use a second device like a tablet, or you can even have a second computer or a second screen. My goal is to always have a second screen. You can even use your TV as a second screen. So then that way you can watch on one device and then you can work on the other. Okay? If you can make it tomorrow at 11, it's there for you. Okay? Oh, you can't make it? All right. Well, we won't have another one of these classes for another, I think, 30 days, like we do it every month. But if you come to a Wednesday Photoshop class, then we help you with that too. This is just teaching you how to start, like as a very beginner, how to do everything from the ground up. So even my OGs take this class and they take it multiple times and they love it. All right. So Yolanda doing the Automizer, I'm going to make a date. I haven't decided for it yet within the next couple of weeks for the updated Automizer. Okay. And I will announce it. I'll probably announce it this Friday. So catch me next Freebie Friday. All right, my loves, y'all get some rest. It has been amazing. I love working with you all. I love the energy that you help me all to have on a regular basis. I love that you keep me inspired. You keep me wanting to create. So y'all keep showing up and I'll keep showing up right along with you. And as always, I appreciate you and I love you dearly. And until next time, bye. Good night, y'all.